Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here. It's Saturday morning, and we're doing a reaction stream to All Star Friday night. All Star Friday night was last night in Golden State and San Francisco, and they had the Celebrity Game and the Rising Stars Challenge, which featured our guy Grady from the Raptors, second-year player Grady Dick, making the Rising Stars Challenge this year after a great sophomore season this year. Last year he didn't go because of the first half of his season wasn't that great, but the second half after All Star was fantastic. And if he had gone by his full body of work last year, he might have been in the Rising Stars. It's just that the first half of the season he didn't show enough to get there. So he goes to the Rising Stars Challenge and plays the only time he'll ever play there. I don't understand why somebody said for the first time Grady goes to Rising Stars Challenge. He's not eligible to go again. So why would you write that copy? It's a one-time thing. He went and he did it, and he was fantastic. Honestly, Grady was the best player on his team. And also, I'm looking at ESPN's grades for last night's Rising Stars Challenge, and only two players got A's, and that's the highest rating you can get. And that was the MVP, Stephon Castle, who ended up getting MVP at the end of the challenge, and Grady Dick. They're the only two players out of all the people that participated in Rising Stars last night that got A's, solid A's. So Grady got a solid A. Of course, he had 12 points for his team Tim Hardaway, and shot very well, hit a couple threes, and just did a good job. This is what Peloton's saying about it. Grady Dick, Toronto Raptors, grade A. What stood out, Dick was the standout for the losing team in the first semifinal, scoring a game-high 12 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Dick knocked down a pair of threes and also drove to the hoop for a layup after Dalton Connect overplayed on the perimeter in pursuit of a steal. Yeah, Grady looked good. He looked very poised. He looked very confident, and he was active. And, I was very proud of him. He showed up really good for us. He made most of his shots, and I think people were impressed with him. It was the assignment that was given to him was go show some people what you can do. And I think he did that to an extent. He looked better than anybody else on his team as far as Pods and Vasquez and the French guys. Yeah, he looked better than all of them, and I'm really proud of him. Now, one of the things that I noticed in these Rising Stars Challenge games is that the superstars of the two teams in the first game and the second game were not on the court at the end of the game for the most part. Now, Grady, it's weird. They did a really interesting rotation for his team, Tim Hardaway. He put Grady in for the bulk of most of the game. It's just at the very end, he took him out and he wasn't on the court for the end of his game against Team Chris. So, unfortunately, he wasn't able to be a factor in trying to help hold them off and score to win the game at the end because he was sitting on the bench right at the end of it. It may have been that there was a worked out rotation ahead of time that Tim Hardaway was going to do where Grady was going to get a huge run at the beginning. And I thought he was going to play the whole entire thing because it was like, man, he hadn't taken him out yet because there's only 7 guys on the team and you're going to sub out 2 guys at all the time. I thought Grady was just going to be somebody who's going to play the whole entire challenge. But no, he benched him right at the end, and he wasn't out there at the end when they lost. So it is what it is. In the next game, the G League team beat Team Mitch Richmond, which was absolutely fantastic and amazing. I was so rooting for that. And we had Canadian standout Leonard Miller kicking ass last night. Leonard, you are a badass, and I'm so proud of you, man. And honestly, the G League pride that was shown against Team Mitch Richmond was awesome. And they even threatened to win the whole thing in beating Team Chris Mullen in the finals. And a lot of that was Leonard Miller, man. Leonard Miller was maybe one of the most powerful players in the Rising Stars Challenge last night. And he makes me Canada proud. He really, really does. Bryce McGowens was the hero, though, who hit the big 3 to win the first round for the G League against Team Mitch Richmond. And that was such a huge shot. He was totally covered. He was off balance, and he made a huge shot. And much to the delight of former Raptor and Raptor champion Jeremy Lin. It was very, very cool to see. Bryce McGowens was being treated like Grady Dick in that game, too. He played most of the game, and then he had to be on the bench near crunch time. And I could tell, I was like, what are you doing, Jeremy Lin? Bryce McGowan's been shooting the lights out for you, and you got him on the bench in crunch time in the end. Well, cooler heads prevailed, and he got back out there, and McGowan's got the opportunity to hit that big three to beat Team Mitch Richmond, put them out, and put the G League team in the finals of the Rising Stars Challenge. That would have been a big faux pas. McGowan's is just like that. I know. I've watched him on G League for the Sting, the Charlotte Hornets G League team. He is just like that. And boy, did he come through. It's such a weird team. It's very undersized, that G League team, with people like Reed Shepard and Mac McClung running around on it. But they'd make it happen. They made it happen somehow, some way. Really, really super impressed with Leonard Miller, Bryce McGowan's, and Dink Pate. That was a very interesting squad, the G League squad. And they, you know what? They almost threatened to go all the way and be facing Team Shaq and LeBron and all them on Sunday. That would have been something else. Honestly, that's must-watch TV if you get to that chance. But alas, it'll be Team Chris Mullin, led by Stefan Castle, that will be going up against Stephen Curry and LeBron James and Kevin Durant and all them, the old heads, on Sunday. It was a pretty entertaining evening for the most part. I found that the Rising Stars games were pretty good. I mean, the one with Grady wasn't as close as I would have liked. The second one was very entertaining when the G League team beat Mitch Richmond's team. That was back and forth. It was very, very good television, and it was exciting. It was like actually a good all-star event. The celebrity game was horrible. It made me fall asleep, actually. I'm not going to lie. It made me absolutely, for real, fall asleep. I'm trying to watch it, and I'm passing out because it's just so damn boring. And it's stupid. Like, it was honestly, the talent at the celebrity basketball game last night was horrible. I feel bad seeing Terrell Owens at this point in his 50s, not able to dunk anymore, out there just kind of running through the motions, but still being one of the more effective players in that celebrity game. It was just pure jokes. You can't have a 4-point line out there. The only person that hit a 4-pointer from out there was Baron Davis and Rakea from the WNBA. So it's just like, it's a dumb game. And the celebrities are not celebrities to me. I don't know who the hell these people are. Seriously. Drewski, I've seen on TV. He seems like he's overexposed at this point on too much stuff. Kai Cenat, he's pretty interesting and funny, and he's a clown. He's perfect for this kind of game. In some ways, he'll never capture the spirit of Kevin Hart in that game, but it's a similar kind of vibe, honestly. And, just other people like, why is Bailey out there? Bailey ain't doing nothing but being a road bump. And, some of these other celebrities, I'm like, I don't know who the hell these people are. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm old and I'm not hip anymore. I mean, the Canadian singer, AP Dillon, good, nice to know about him and coming up and with Juno award-winning artist. That's fantastic. A Canadian involved. But a lot of those other people, I had no fucking idea who they are. None of them. And I'm like, it's not really a celebrity game if it doesn't feel like there's stars in it. And it's just kind of bad basketball players running up and down, looking like fools, honestly, looking like fools. In some ways, it's more interesting to hear Jerry Rice talk and Barry Bonds talk as the coaches. And Jerry Rice had that guy from the internet that always goes as his second coach, which was weird because he was wearing a suit behind him and he was acting like he was coaching. That was weird. That was weird. And 2 Chainz getting interviewed, and Barry Bonds. It was very much a San Francisco kind of thing with the 49er and the Giant, and of course Terrell Owens, also a former 49er, playing in the game also. But yeah, it was a weird game. It was a weird game. It was boring. I think that they did a lot of the same gimmicks from last year, which was interesting with the Ruffles line and the clutch, the button that you hit. There's some strategy in it, but Jerry Rice don't understand it because the other team utilized the Ruffles crunch button way better than he did. Yeah, it was a weird game. Like I said, it was boring and it made me fall asleep. And I was kind of like, can we just get this over with so I can watch the Rising Stars? That's kind of where I was at with the celebrity game. It's so funny. They're already talking about how on Sunday they're going to have a meeting with all the All-Stars and tell them this matters and y'all need to try. They've done this the last couple of years and it hasn't worked. They bring Larry Bird into the locker room with the current All-Stars and say, you guys are fucking this up. You guys aren't even trying. You're an embarrassment. And I wish you guys would take this more seriously because it's ruining and tarnishing the legacy of what we built in the 80s and 90s and what you're doing right now, you jackasses. Larry Bird could come in there and read the riot act to the current All-Stars, and they won't listen. Kevin Durant would be over there. Yeah, whatever, Larry. I'm just saying, in some ways, they're going to try and get this across. Now, the format may get it where they are going to try harder because it's not a time clock. It's a point goal like it was in the Rising Stars last night. They're going to tell each team when they come out, because it's a 4-team tournament, first team to 40 wins. And that's that. So you ain't got no time to dilly-dally and goof around. And this could fix the All-Star game. Seriously, we saw the level of competition in the Rising Stars game was pretty good. There was a lot of going back and forth, some ties and taking the lead back and forth. And they were pretty entertaining. So this may solve it. We'll have to see on Sunday when they do the same format from last night for the All-Star game on Sunday. First to 40, no time clock. There is a shot clock. 24-second shot clock for each possession, but there's no clock for the overall time of the game, and it's a target score of 40. And then in the finals game, they make it a target score of 25. And I think that format's going to work really well, and we may actually see a pretty decent All-Star tournament on Sunday. Yeah, it's too bad Grady's team didn't get through, but honestly, his team, it wasn't like, I don't know. There was some real problems with his team in some ways, and we'll go over it a little bit. So let's see what y'all are saying in the chat this morning. First, we got Commissioner of Fun, Trevor J. in the house. First thing, don't take life too seriously because you will never get out of it alive. It's weird. I'm trying not to take things too seriously right now, but I feel like we need to because the world is in trouble right now. I would say this. You know what I take seriously? What was taught to me when I was younger about right and wrong, about justice, about people being accountable for doing evil things. And right now, all that's going out the window for me because of how things are going in the U.S. government right now. If there's no accountability for evil and injustice and doing bad things, well, this is a messed up world that's tough to live in. And in some ways, I don't want to take it seriously, but I don't want to also go into a maniacal, like insane psychotic mindset where I'm just delusional, because in some ways I don't want to look at the reality of life. In some ways we got to take things seriously right now, Trevor, because honestly, we're all going to die at some point, but right now it's not the time to be casual about things and kind of be going with the flow of life. We need to put up resistance. And if we don't take things seriously now, well, the people after us and ourselves for the rest of our lives are going to have to take things even grimly more seriously if we don't take them seriously now. So it's not the time for fun and games. It's the time to get serious. So, yeah, I like your words of wisdom most of the time when it's nice times of peace and good prosperity and good things happening. And maybe some people have that perspective that that's what's happening right now, but it isn't really if you really pay close attention. There's a dictatorship that has taken over the U.S. government, and it is a threat to freedom around the globe right now. And we need to take this seriously. I'm sorry. That's not the right message this morning, with all due respect, Trevor J. I'm sorry. I won't take the All-Star celebrity game seriously. How about that? How about that? Trevor's saying Grady was the best player for Team Tim Hardaway. They should have given the ball more to Grady. He had the hot hand to win. You know what? I thought he got the ball enough. He got the ball more than everybody else, honestly. So in some ways, there has to be some sort of equilibrium on those kind of events where I felt like he found his way to get the ball. And that's the way he is with our team. He has a nose for scoring and a nose for getting the ball. And that served him well in this competition last night. I mean, Wackes didn't do jack shit. Pods didn't do jack shit. And there's similar players to him on that team. And he did way more than them. So, you know what? It's not like he was on the court at the end. So he didn't have a chance to try and help them close and win the game because they took him out and he was sitting on the bench for the last bit of his game in the Rising Stars Challenge. It's not his fault. It's just that was the predetermined rotation that Tim Hardaway is probably going to go with. He's like, yeah, Grady, I'm going to play you from the start right up until maybe like right near the end, and I'll take you out right at the end. And that's just how it is. So I feel like it was all predetermined ahead of time when the people were going to come in and out and sit. And I feel like he played a good chunk, maybe more than some of the other guys on his team. And he did get way more attempts and handles on the ball than everybody else. I have to remind y'all that like this is a short game. It's only to 40 points, and scoring 12 points is a huge amount of the 40 points. So he definitely like you can't just look at 12 points and say, "Oh, that he just got 12 points." No, he got 12 out of the 40. And that's a huge chunk of it. That's a huge chunk of it right there. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. Trevor's talking about what Grady did before the game. This was really impressive. And I know Grady does this all the time. It's just that we don't ever hardly see this. He does this stuff in practice behind closed doors, and we don't see it. And it's something that he practices since he was a little kid, trick shots. And Grady did a three-quarters court behind the back shot at practice for the Rising Stars yesterday. He had his back to the basket and he was past the half court line, halfway to the other sideline, three-quarters court, heave over his head and through the hoop. One shot. And they got it on film. You can see it on the Raptors.com official Instagram stories. It's an amazing shot. But I'm going to tell you right now, that is something he does all the time. And we just don't ever get to see it because it's just goofing off kind of trick shots. You know, Scotty does something similar when he comes out to the court for every Raptors game. If you notice, the first thing he does when they say, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, and they come out and everybody cheers for them, Scotty runs over to the ball rack and he grabs a couple basketballs and he lofts them over his head backwards at the hoop, trying to make them. And that's the shot that Grady took, but he took it from way further and he nailed it. Scotty does make those shots sometimes, just so y'all know. But that's kind of a weird ritual he does, like the backwards toss of the basketball when he first runs out on the court before a game for warm-up. So, yeah, Grady making a three-quarters court back to the basket shot is super impressive. But let's not get it twisted. He's practiced that, and he knows how to do that more than you think because he's just like that. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, so cool, man. Yeah, it's three-quarters court shot. It's not a full court shot. It's a three-quarters court. He was like near the just before the free throw line on the other side of the court. Kareem saying, Dick, motherfucking Grady. Okay. Nobody else came out to play. He did his thing. Gotta love the representation. Next year, let's get him in the three-point shootout. Scotty and BI in the ASG, our projections is soaring. Yeah, I mean, it's going to get crowded. And the things with the Raptors for all-star considerations in the future, there's going to be four guys that are going to be vying for it. I just hope they don't cancel each other out. It'd be great if we could win like the Cavaliers did this year and get three all-stars in the years to come and get Scotty, RJ, and Brandon or Emmanuel in the all-star game, or even Grady as he progresses as a young star in this league. You know, we have a couple of candidates that could be future all-stars or all-stars again, like Brandon and Scotty. So it's going to be tough. In some ways, it's going to be a little bit harder than even when DeMar and Kyle were trading all-stars on our team as the two of them, because we really do kind of have a core of five guys that could be considered all-stars. And if you want to even include Jakob Poeltl, honestly, in some ways, he has a case for being an all-star center, at least this year. Seriously, some people wouldn't say that, but I believe he's been that good this year. So it'll be interesting to see how all-stars get meted out to Raptors in the near future, considering we have such a brilliantly talented core that all could be deserving for it. And we'll have to see how it goes. I really feel like the representation for Canada was immensely great last night between Grady, Leonard Miller, and Zach Edey. We saw some very powerful Canadian entities at the Rising Stars Challenge last night, and that was entertaining. Zach, nobody could do anything with Zach. Zach on his team is just nasty. And in some ways, Team Chris getting to Sunday is partly to set up Zach Edey against possibly Victor Wembanyama or any of the big guys for Shaq's team, obviously, because that's an interesting team with Zach on it. He has a big, powerful body, and it'll be interesting to see him against Victor. Victor Wembanyama was not at Rising Stars last night. He was supposed to be on Grady's team. He originally was drafted to Tim Hardaway's team, but Victor did not even go to the event last night, and it was a selfless decision because he wanted to allow Steph Castle to get the spotlight, his teammate, and boy, did he get out of the way to get him the MVP in some ways, him going so well in the Rising Stars. So I applaud Victor Wembanyama for stepping aside on Friday night. You really shouldn't have never been on this team because you're going to be an all-star all along, and not making his presence there to distract from his own teammate, Steph Castle. So that's a pretty selfless thing that he did there. But yeah, man, Leonard Miller, Zach Edey, Grady Dick, great job representing Canada last night, the Raptors and the great country of Canada. Leonard Miller, we want to see you on Team Canada, especially from what I saw last night with your wow. Like I've seen Leonard Miller every once in a while. And I wonder why he's not more involved on the Timberwolves as far as in their regular rotation every single night. Because this man, if he's languishing down in G League, Bobby and Masai, if this guy's not on a two-way or some sort of contract that precludes him from coming here, why don't we steal him? Is he on a two-way? He probably is on a contract where you can't be taken like that. Because man, Leonard Miller is so good. It's like I saw the kid from Fort Erie coming up, and I was like, he's got a lot of potential. He's growing into it. And the thing about Miller is he's really working very, very hard. Like he worked so hard in that game last night at both ends. He was playing very all out on defense as well as playing hard on offense. So salute to Leonard Miller and checking in on what you've been doing, man. You're progressing really, really well. And we need to see you in that Team Canada Maple Leaf jersey for the national team because you're going to be very helpful. You're that kind of size with that length of arms, an all-around kind of utility player that can be so helpful for Team Canada. And, man, I wish you were on the Raptors, man. I really do right now. I really wish he was. Trevor's saying that kids in New York City, they're on a different level. They stole a train and went joyriding. Well, the mayor of New York is corrupt, and the government is covering him up. It's like he's got Elon's lawyers, apparently, and they're going to cover all these things up. There's years and years of building up the case against Eric Adams. And, well, this government that's come in is going to just free all the criminals from January 6th and the criminals that they are allies with. It's all a favors game and a dictatorship down there at this point. And, well, New York City's messed up. I say this, good job, kids. If you can be ingenious and do this kind of stuff, that's fantastic. In some ways, the ways you guys are with that, well, let's apply it to fighting the power and resisting the dictatorship that's taking over the United States right now, the oligarchy of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So you ingenious young children that stole a subway and rode it around and joyride it, well, let's apply this to good use and fighting the power in the next weeks and months and years that are coming up. Hopefully we can do it quick, but we got to defeat evil on this continent. Fascism is rising, and those young people and the way they are, well, you're wild, you're fun, you're crazy. Let's apply this to an applicable, practical way to fight the power, young men and women that took a streetcar or a subway or whatever they took. That's fantastic. I love this. In some ways, I'm not upset about that. I think it's cool that they took that subway as long as no one was gotten hurt. You know, listen, that's just, we know what it is. It's a little chaotic these days. All right. Trevor's saying that was so nice of Masai to show up for Grady. Hang on. Let me see it. Jumped ahead. That was so nice for Masai to show up for Grady. I know that is a good feeling when your boss show up to watch you. Yeah, there's a little clip on Instagram stories of Masai taking pictures of Grady and the media scrum and the Rising Stars. And the caption says, a proud uncle. Proud uncle taking pictures of his nephew. Yeah, I mean, Grady reposted that on his Instagram. And yeah, I mean, it's touching. I mean, this is the thing. This is part of the family aspect that we've talked about recently with the Raptors organization is that, you know, his achievement means a lot to us because through his achievement, the whole organization achieves also, and he represents us. And we want to show that kind of support. And Masai Ujiri being there, taking pictures of Grady in the media scrum, like a proud dad, is just fantastic. And I'm sure that, you know, Grady, you know what, let's go do the Instagram story since it seems like that's what I'm talking about right now anyway. We got Pascal on the tarmac heading for the plane to go to Golden State as another all-star appearance, his third appearance as an all-star. We love you, Siakam. You're a badass, and you're just doing great things. We see Scotty for Valentine's Day on his Instagram. He has a picture of him with Alyssa, and it's public now. It's completely out and completely confirmed that Alyssa Ray Holmes is the woman that is in Scott's life because he posted a picture of them on Valentine's saying, my Valentine, and she is in a very, very sexy dress with a high slit on the leg. And I know we talked about this last summer when the talk about Scotty having a baby and having a baby mama in his life all of a sudden, and some of the controversies that were going on about that. Listen, this man's happy. If he found a woman that makes him happy and they're doing good things, and honestly, let's think about what Scott's doing this year and how focused he is and how he's grown as a leader and a franchise player for our team. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing around her if he's not distracted from the game and he's getting the best results for himself in his NBA career. So I would say this: haters, you gonna hate, you're gonna make racist statements about Scott and his relationship. Just pause and let the man have his life and let him, he's free to do what he wants to do. That's the way this world is. And he's a public figure. And y'all may not agree with some of his romantic choices, but that's his choices and not yours. And you know what? I love to see love. And Scotty, I hope you're always happy with whoever you are. And I hope it is Alyssa for as long as you guys can be together. And I hope that it's forever. Who knows? I'm a romantic, but I want just Scotty to be happy. So yeah, revealing that she very much is the woman in his life for sure. It wasn't totally confirmed, but now it is for sure as of Valentine's Day yesterday. Scotty, I wish you all the best of love in your family with you and Alyssa and the little bundle of joy, whether it's here or not yet. I think she doesn't look like she's showing, so that baby's already here. So Scotty has been a dad for a while. Wubbs has got some shirts up for sale on his. Jacoby Walters got ringer tees and university tees, and I'm not even sure what these are for what brand. Not kill, something like that. So if you want to buy some swag, Jacoby Walters got some stuff for you. $30 USD for the university tee. There you go. Kelly Olynyk showing up to the Pelicans practice facility. It's looking weird. There he is talking. There's Bruce. Bruce is there too. Bruce Brown in the Pelicans gear. And they're talking about bringing these quality guys in and being in New Orleans now. Kelly's laughing about it. And Bruce is kind of looking, I don't know, he looks a little forlorn. It looks like he misses his Timbits. Looks like he misses his Timbits a little bit there. Dylan Disu got a fro. Apparently on his Instagram pictures, he's got a nice new fro on there. I'm wondering why they're not playing you, man. When they come back from break, we better see Disu out there, Andrew Jones. I want to see Dylan Disu some more in the Raptors 905 games. I want to see him get minutes. AJ Lawson at Chase Center last night to see the Rising Stars Challenge. Of course, he'll be participating in the Up Next game on Sunday afternoon. It's a G League All-Star game, and it doesn't have anything to do with the All-Star game later or the G League team that played last night. It's just an All-Star game of G League players, and AJ Lawson will be playing in the afternoon on Sunday. So we got to watch out for him and watching that game for him. But he is in San Francisco, and he's at the Chase Center. Of course, last night, the celebrity game was held in Oracle. I thought that they had torn down Oracle, but I guess they hadn't, and they needed both the arenas for All-Star because they had to set up one for celebrity and one for the Rising Stars. So they've been using both. It's so funny. They played a package during the celebrity game last night about the history of Oracle and all the great moments in Golden State history there. They talked about the championships, them winning there, and they talked about LeBron coming there and beating them one year and then beating them back. But they didn't talk about the last chapter that was written at Oracle Arena. Of course, they would never, ever bring up the Raptors closing that damn building down with their own championship, the first ever Toronto Raptors championship in 2019. You go ahead and gloss over that. All us Raptors fans remember that building real well. The one where Kyle and Kawhi put their arms up high in celebration of winning Larry O'Brien. So, yeah, you go ahead and you forget that. We don't. We've seen it, and it's embedded in our heads. There's SGA with his Valentine, and he's got the heart and the infinity symbol next to it. So, heart forever with SGA and his lady, the mother of Ares. And there's a young Oach with his girl, Avery. Avery is his fiance. And there's a couple of different pictures of them together, them on the elevator holding each other. And there's Oshai in the bed, looking all comfortable with the kitty cat sleeping with him. And then he went to some game last night. I'm not sure where he was. Congrats, fam. It looks like it's a small game of some sort. It looks like it may even be a high school game. The kids are very young in the picture. So Oshai was taking in some basketball on a lower level. Jonathan Mobo, Jay Nathan has a new print out by Big Rob's art. And if you want to get a limited edition print of this Jonathan Mobo art by Big Rob, you need to go to bigrob.com, bigrobart.com. If you want a JMO specialty limited edition art piece that they got out there. Toronto Tempo had more Valentines yesterday for Valentine's Day. Roses are red. The court's set to glow. Tempo fans, you're the heart of the show. There you go. Happy Valentine's Day from the Tempo. We can't wait for y'all to show up. It was interesting. They had a Golden State Valkyrie out there on the court for the celebrity game. Of course, Kayla Thornton was acquired in the expansion draft, in WNBA expansion draft, and she did the first official appearance of any Golden State Valkyrie in the celebrity game last night, representing Golden State Valkyries at the Golden State All-Star Weekend in the celebrity game. So there you go. The first ever appearance of a Valkyrie at an event. They haven't played in any games yet, but Kayla Thornton played in the celebrity game last night as a representative of the Golden State Valkyries. So yeah, we're seeing that. Of course, Tempo, we can't wait. And hopefully we'll get a Toronto Tempo player at All-Star Weekend at some point. Of course, that's what we'd like to see. There's an auto show coming up here in Toronto, and the Raptors want to see you at the auto show. You can score a chance to win tickets to the auto show and snap a pic with the Raptor, and also get a chance a Raptors 30th anniversary F-150 Lightning Raptor. The Raptor truck is really nice, actually. My brother got one, and when I was in Atlanta over Christmas, I was like, "Your truck is called a Raptor, Carl," and he's like, "Yeah, it's a really good truck." And it's like, it's awesome. So apparently the F-150 Raptor is a really, really good truck, y'all. Apparently, that's what I'm finding out. So we got a good name on a good truck. There's Grady coming into the Rising Stars on the Raptors account. He's probably just had a blast last night. He handled himself very, very professionally. He looked really, really good the whole time. There's the half court shot we're talking about right there. It was really from the other 3-point line, and he just flipped it over his head and swoosh right through. And Pods is right there to high five him. And yeah, his teammates, Jaime's kind of like, "Whoa, did you just do that?" They were asking Grady questions before the game, and he told him straight up, oxtail patties is his favorite thing to eat in Toronto. And he had a couple other fun questions for him on the thing. Where's your go-to plain snack? He likes the twin snakes. You guys know twin snakes? They're like little gummies. Who would you bring if you could add one fictional character to your team? Who would it be and why? And he said, he said he would want Jerry from Tom and Jerry cartoons, the mouse, because he's tricky. He wants him to be on his team. Jerry from Tom and Jerry. Oh, Grady, you're the best, man. Don't ever change. He likes Jerry. So good. There he is taking a picture with team Tim Hardaway, all sitting there with Alex Sarr and Brandon Pods, like the picture for the stream. Yeah, good stuff, man. Grady, you did a really good job. He's saying "We the North" on there. Yeah, good stuff, man. I love it. Love it so much. Eugene getting all kinds of birthday wishes on his birthday yesterday on Valentine's Day. Eugene Omaroy getting the birthday wishes from the team and all kinds of places. He reposted the 905 birthday wishes and just birthday wishes coming every which way for Brooke Baby Stunner. So happy birthday once again, Eugene, on the day after your birthday. Let's see who else we got in here. There's Grady with his girlfriend on Valentine's Day. You know what? This is the thing. I hadn't really seen Grady's girlfriend until this picture here. But yeah, there she is with her arm up on his head. So happy Valentine's Day. I know it's not overtly saying that's his girlfriend, but if he's saying happy Valentine's Day and he's pictured with a woman, you would think that that's his Valentine, his girlfriend. So I'm pretty sure that's who it is. So I think I'd seen her before, and it does look like the same girl. So yeah, Grady's girlfriend's on Instagram right now too. If you guys want to see, there's the picture from Yonge and Dundas Square. I love it. The Raptors paid for an ad over the old Scotia Bank near the Pickle Barrel at Yonge and Dundas. Really awesome ad. It says, "Later, snow. Hello, sunshine." And he said, "This is why I love Toronto, man," is what Grady's saying. So he does love Toronto. He put that maple leaf because he had a really cool ad in our Times Square in downtown Toronto at Yonge and Dundas Square. So his big mug with his glasses and his Dorothy, we're not at home, we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto, outfit up and big on the wall. That's right. That's our star, Grady Digg, going to the Rising Stars. He's reposted a lot of the Raptors clips of him from behind the scenes and making that shot that he made at practice and stuff like that. Good stuff. Grady, you really are a star on the rise. And as evidenced as last night in your great performance. Lloyd seems to be somewhere where it's sunny and warm. Lloyd, what about Lloyd? Well, Lloyd is somewhere very, very nice. I wonder, is Scott with him? That could very well be. You know, Lloyd could be giving the signal that Scotty has escaped to somewhere nice and warm and you know, because he could be with him. I'm serious. There's Lloyd showing up somewhere tropical and sunny and warm could mean that Scott's with him. Let's just put it that way. There's Zach Edey at the Rising Stars Challenge with Keontae and just kind of doing an interview with some people. So good job, Zach. You looked good last night too. Even if you only got a few points in the games that you played, you were imposing. And at one point, nobody could score, but Zach could just throw a shot up, and Zach will get the rebound and put it back, as Vince said it. Of course, Vince Carter was one of the announcers for the Rising Stars game. He's very subdued. In some ways, they were ignoring him and putting more in the shot. The main announcer guy with Candace Parker, and Vince was kind of the third wheel in the announce crew, and they weren't really. He was not talking up Grady at all. He was not talking up hardly anybody. Vince was kind of weird. I don't know. His energy was weird on the broadcast last night. And either way, I mean, Vince, you could have spoke up our guy Grady a little bit, and he gave you all the opportunities, but you really kind of didn't say anything about Grady during the Rising Stars Challenge as a commentator. Come on now. We're Raptors alum. You want to look out for him. Why don't you say something? Like, I've covered some Raptors games this year, and Grady's looked really good in his growth in his second year. You could have said something like that, but no, Vince ignored Grady Dick in the challenge. I don't even think he said his name once when he was commenting in the game, and Grady was their leading scorer for their team. So whatever, it is what it is. Let's see. Do I have anybody else here? Of course, Jamal McGlure still putting on stuff for Carnival, for Revelers, recruitment, and grow and glow. Empowerment through knowledge is something he's promoting, and he loves seeing the Run TMC guys all together. Mitch, Tim, and Chris in the Run TMC for last night. That's awesome. You know, you're a sports fan. You love the NBA. Well, you know about Run TMC and what that was all about back in the day. So, yeah, there you go. That's the Raptors Instagram check for today. Yeah, Grady at Rising Stars, all kinds of fun stuff behind the scenes. 3/4 court shot, which was absolutely awesome. Really, really good. G saying they should have fed the hot hand of Grady more. His team wasn't playing well, but at least Grady stood out. Yeah, I mean, these kind of things, they're not going to have any kind of real coaching plan or anything like that. It's kind of just go with the flow and get your opportunities where you can. And if the ball finds you and it makes sense for you to do it, you don't want to be selfish and look stupid because you're just taking a lot of shots and they're bad shots and you're missing all over the place. So you got to kind of balance being selfish to take for you because it's the spotlight and you do want to do something in it with not looking like a fool. And I feel like he did fine. In some ways, it's not up to Grady to put it all on his shoulders and win for Team Tim Hardaway. He needed other guys on his team to step up and play similar to him. He's the only one who carried his weight on that team. And that's the way we should look at it, guys. We can't second guess the decision making because, like I said, Tim Hardaway had already decided that Grady would play from the start of the game to a certain point, and then he'd be out for the rest of the game. And he played very deep into the game. So he only sat like maybe the last 2 minutes of the game, but that was what already been predetermined. So how the hell is he going to win the game for us if he's sitting on the bench? So it's just kind of how it went. And these things are always usually sorted out before, and they're not changing them during the game. I think the only thing they changed last night that maybe they then was smart because it really paid off was putting Bryce McGowan's back in, because I feel like Bryce McGowan's was like Grady was going to sit for the last part of his game. But Jeremy Lin was like, well, this is the guy who's making all the threes for us. I better put him back in. And boom, he goes back in and he makes the last three to win for the G League team. So I feel like it was a similar situation for Grady and Bryce last night. If you really paid attention to both the games, they played the same stint of minutes. But Bryce got back in to win the game for them because it was very close at the end. That's kind of how it went down. Trevor's saying Alex Alex Sarr played like trash, and the rest of Grady's team was not good. They were supposed to be the big draft name. Can't even make a shot. Well, we've known that those two guys at the top of the draft last year were suspect all along. I mean, Alexander Sarr, Zachary Rizachet, they're both French guys who kind of came in overhyped last year. In some ways, they're like a reverberation of Victor. Let's just put it that way. Victor came in the year before from France and is a phenom and a really big thing. And well, everybody's looking for the next Victor. And well, they designated these two French guys that were long and long armed to be the next Victor, but they're not. And in some ways, that's how you bust in the draft. You see some type of player like a Victor Wembanyama, and you say, "Woo, can we get the next Victor?" And you start looking for them. You say, "Ooh, this Sarr guy, he's really tall and long and center too. Maybe he could be the next Victor." So you put a flyer out on him. I don't think that the top two guys that got drafted last year in the draft were the best two players in that draft last year. It's obvious. It's obvious because they're not even really ranking very well in the rookie rankings this year. There's other guys that are going to step up and win the rookie awards other than Sarr and Riza Shea. So yeah, we put them on the team. They were on the team with Tim Hardaway, put them on the team with Grady. He can't control that. And these guys, I'm not disagreeing with you in any way, Trevor. They play like trash, and honestly, they're overhyped, and they've been hurt a lot. And every time I've seen Sarr play against us with the Wizards, he has not impressed me at all once, not even once. So yeah, it is what it is. You know who they needed help from? He needed Pods and Waquez and De Silva and those guys to just get going crazy too. If they had had contributions like Grady had, they might have won their game. They needed Jaime and Brandon and Tristan and even Anthony Black to step up a little bit more with what they could do. I wasn't dependent on those French guys for nothing. You could have them out there and maybe play some defense, but don't try and get any offense from them. Nah, don't try and get any offense from them. G saying Masai was there to support Grady and maybe to scout too. Well, it's important for our people to be there in representation, and talk to people and carry the Raptors brand. And yeah, it could be in some ways there's some handlers there to support Grady and show him that kind of stuff. I mean, Masai was there last year for Scotty as an all-star and supporting him and showing him that I'm here to watch you and be here with you and help give you guidance, as the president of the Raptors. So yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all. It's just how Masai is, and you gotta love him taking pictures of Grady just like a proud parent would. Seriously, it's pretty cool. Kaz is saying, "Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freak Crew. Good morning to you, Trucker Kaz. I hope you're having an excellent weekend so far. It's a very snowy weekend here in Ontario. We've had quite a few snowstorms this weekend and in the past week. So there's quite an accumulation of snow where I am. And we're expecting more today. Actually, they were saying that it's supposed to be snowing right now, but I don't see it. I don't always trust the weather, man. But good to see you, Kaz. And hopefully you're off for today. Roger Raymond's here. Good to see Raptor Freak Roger Raymond in the chat today. Good day, Raptor Freak crew. Finally, a morning to sleep in. Well, I hope you've been doing very, very well, Roger, also. And yeah, happy Saturday. We're talking about the Rising Stars Challenge and Grady Dick. And yeah, tonight's the dunk contest and the 3-point shootout and the skills competition. And well, tomorrow we'll be reacting to those events and how they went down on the stream tomorrow. So we're doing an all-star reaction weekend. Reacting to each of the nights of the All-Star weekend. Yeah, good to see you guys. Kaz is saying Grady was on fire, but his team had no chemistry. Yeah, they really didn't. They really, really didn't. It was interesting to see Connect on the other side. Like, really, he was really good. Like, he was hitting shots and very focused and very aggressive. In some ways, he was counterbalancing Grady, but nobody else was there to help Grady beside him to counterbalance the other people like Zach and stuff like that. I think Zach was in that game, right? Yeah, he was in that game. Zach is tough. Zach is tough in that setting because nobody's going to be able to guard him because there's no other true centers in the Rising Stars Challenge, right? So if you get Zach on your team in the Rising Stars Challenge, well, you've got a real ace up your sleeve right away on that one. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Cool Cat's here. Coach Cool Cat's in the house. Scotty Barnes, Twitch family, 2022. Yeah. Good morning, Raptor Free crew. Very happy for Grady, the rising star. Yeah, I'm happy for him too. He did not disappoint. He looked really good. And he must have done well because ESPN gave him one of the only 2 A ratings for grades for the Rising Stars Challenge last night. Him and Steph Castle are the only 2 guys that got A's, and Castle got the MVP. So there you go. They didn't give any A pluses. They only gave A as the highest mark. And Grady got an A from the very difficult ESPN towards the Raptors. So that's a good sign that he got an A last night. Cool Cat saying President Masai, Uncle Masai was beaming with pride. Yeah, we kind of just covered that just now. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Saturday. Celebrity Game was trash. Team T was laid back. Guess they didn't want to showcase on Sunday. Grady was amazing and showed energy and played with intent. Good morning to you, Fiercey. Miss Eye Candy, Scotty Barnes, Swish Family, 2022. Yeah, I thought the Celebrity Game was absolute trash also. Sometimes those games can be entertaining because you actually see some skill and talent from the celebrities, and you're like, wow, I didn't know that Kevin Hart could do that. Or wow, look at Terrell Owens dunking it. But in some ways, it was a letdown. Like I said, Terrell Owens used to be amazing in this game. He's won 2 MVPs in the celebrity game in the past, but age has hit him, and he's not above the rim anymore. And man, it was kind of tough to see him like that. But I'm glad he came out there and showed up for a 50-year-old guy and did what he did. But yeah, I was literally falling asleep in the middle of it. And the other thing I noticed is in the celebrity game, they have a very long breaks in between this quarters. They take really long timeouts and they're just kind of hanging out. And then they're like, oh, we'll go back and do the game now. And they did some weird stuff. Like they had the 2 Olympic players sprint down the court over hurdles to get an advantage for their team. And then in one quarter, they had a penalty box. And every time somebody got a foul, they had to go to the penalty box and sit in there. And at a certain point, they had less and less players on the court. It was silly. Some of it was very silly, very gimmicky. In some ways, I missed the LED court from last year. I feel like that was a nice innovation, but maybe they're not going to do it. Maybe they didn't like it because they felt like it was too expensive and not worth what it gave, because there was no LED court around the court last night. And I thought that was a really cool innovation last year, with the different hot spots that could pop up and all the kind of fun things you could do with an LED court in a celebrity game setting, a non-real game. But alas, they didn't bring it back. It was very, very interesting that it was a 1-year thing. Who knows if it'll come back at some point, I'm sure, when the technology is more economically feasible, possibly. But man, I don't think we've seen the last of LED cords. Let's just put it that way, even though they didn't utilize one last night, because I thought I was expecting it. I thought that this was just now how it's going to be, but I guess it didn't go over as well as they thought last year, and they didn't bring it back. So that's really weird. Yeah, in this setting with the score to goal instead of the time clock, teams really need to come out and go for it, because it's the first to 40. And this is the thing that's going to make the All-Star game better. Seriously. Because in some ways it's true. If you're playing in a game where there's a clock and you know that there's just time to play in, well, you may be lazy and putting things off and not really getting aggressive. But if there's another team and you're going against like first to 11, you're playing one-on-one against your friend, well, they start putting some points on and all of a sudden it's 3-0 and you're only going to 11. Yeah, you start getting motivated to play. And this may be the thing that lights a fire under the ass of the all-star teams to play a more entertaining competitive game than being lazy. So I think this format's going to work really well. I'm going to predict this right now. It would have been awesome if the G League team had won last night, because they would have played against Shaq's team. And boy, they don't want to get no embarrassment. But the way the G League team plays with Leonard Miller and Mac McClung, they might have taken it to LeBron and all them being lazy and embarrassed them. Seriously. They could have. The way that they were doing things last night, they were trying to embarrass everybody last night. And they are so plucky. I love that. I always love an underdog. And the G League team, if they had won this whole All-Star weekend, that would have been a statement that would have reverberated through the NBA in the years to come about how lazy the highest professionals are, and the people that are trying to work in the league, busting their ass, show you the way and how you're supposed to play. Yeah, that could have been very interesting if they had beaten Team Chris last night in the finals, and they were going to be taking on Team Shaq on Sunday with Candace. Yeah. Jimmy Pope saying Grady Dick had a great game. Boy, didn't he? Pope of positivity. Boy, didn't he? He was awesome. Stargate saying, plus it's young guys versus older versus non-Americans. Yeah. Global stars, young guys, and OGs is what they're calling them. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Of course, I'm rooting for Team Chuck and Pascal and Victor Wembanyama and that team. Of course, I'm rooting for them. That's the team I want to see do well. Yeah. Let's see. Phil Gaps is here. Is this a Raptor show or politics? It's both, my guy. This is the Raptor Freak channel, and I'm a very political person. All the views expressed by me on this channel do not reflect the Toronto Raptors or the NBA or any of the players or coaches. They're purely and solely mine. But if you're new to the show, this is the way this has been for 3 years. If you don't like it, well, I don't give a shit. Thank you for your subscription. If you don't want to keep subscribed, that's totally your choice. But I'm not kowtowing to anybody just because they think I shouldn't talk politics. This is a very dangerous time in the world right now, and none of us can afford to be silent. So I try to limit it right now, but damn for sure ain't gonna be censoring myself, especially for somebody who I just seen for the first time today. So welcome, Phil Gaps. I'll just tell you that's how it is, and it's up to you whether you want to continue or not. I'm not trying to get all the subscription in the world. I provide a great service of giving a lot of information on Raptor stuff every single day. If you think that service is worth it, but if I turn you off with my political views, I don't give a shit. It's up to you. You can be here if you want. So we'll keep going. Jimmy's saying, buddy, we have a president threatening our sovereignty. He has a point. We can't just ignore what's happening. This is the damn truth. Seriously. Do we want to still have things in our life where we have freedom, democracy on this continent? Because it's under fire. And anybody who thinks it isn't, you're living under a rock and you're kidding yourself. There's a man from South Africa that's running the country of the United States right now, and it's not good. It's not good at all. And people can look the other way or think this is the right thing. No, you're wrong, because they're taking away all the safeguards for things like food and aviation and things that kind of protect us from being subjugated by big corporations in really bad ways, like safeguards. And they're gonna act like they're cutting the budget for waste, but they're not. They're gonna it's like the foxes in the hen house, and they're enriching themselves from the inside. Like, why would they just sign a new contract for $400 million worth of armored Teslas? And he's going to directly benefit from it. You can go ahead and live under a rock. You can go ahead and follow MAGA bullshit. But nah, I know the truth here, and I will speak it as long as I can. And that's what we're going to do right here. That's right. Jimmy, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Fiercely saying, is it me? Or they said Jaquez was at his third Rising Stars. I thought 2 appearances with the max. No, they never said that, Fiercely. You didn't hear that. He's in his second year. He's only a sophomore. So he's done it twice. This was the only second time he could do it. He came in with Scott Grady. They're 2-year players. And well, he was there last year, so he only did it twice. So you must have misheard something. It's not true. He's only been there twice. Let's see. Fiercely saying the NBA YouTube thumbnail of the Rising Stars has Grady on it. That's fantastic. He's being a really good representative for a franchise, and I'm proud of him. Good job, Grady. And you know what? Listen, you're going to get more and more accolades as you continue to grow as a player and get better and better. I'm excited about it. Cool Cat saying Grady said he loves making Masai proud. That's awesome. This is really good because in some ways, this is the kind of stuff that makes me feel more like Grady is coming in the fold, really accepting being a Raptor and enjoying being in Canada. God forbid, like, me thinking, oh, this kid from Kansas who's kind of lived out in Wichita in the middle of nowhere, coming to a whole different country could be really heady. And in some ways, I don't know how much he's taken to it as far as like really, really liking it deep down. And there's signs are that he really is liking it, especially from what I've seen in the last couple of days. So that's awesome. Stargate saying Zach is one big motherfucker. He was towering over everyone. Yeah, he was. He was amazing. And like, yeah, man, I'm telling you, if we can get Miller on the team with us too, Team Canada is going to be badass. Leonard Miller and Zach Edey are really bright future for Team Canada. I'm really impressed with Leonard. Oh my gosh, what he was doing last night was just so top notch. He honestly, to me, was the best player in Rising Stars last night. Was Leonard Miller. I thought he was the best. Honestly, I really did. Yeah, let's keep going. Cool Cat saying, I really wanted us to get Zach on our team. Such a hardworking kid. Miller looked great. Those turnaround shots. Yeah, Miller looked fantastic. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't in the cards with the draft pick where we were to get Zach Edey. But I will say this, guys. As much as some players like Vince wanted to play for the Orlando Magic, and Tracy did too back in the day, Tracy McGrady, well, there's probably a dream down the road where just like Kelly Olynyk and RJ Barrett, Zach Edey wants to wear a Raptors jersey at some point in his career. So let's see what happens with his career early in Grizzlies land. And who knows, when free agency decisions are made later on, or maybe even trade decisions, Zach Edey could be wearing our Raptors jersey at some point during his career. So let's not, who knows? Let's be open to the possibilities of that happening at some point. Cool Cat saying some of the January 6 people that were freed are killed or back in jail for crimes again. Yeah, I mean, it's really the problem right now is, and this is being shown all over the place in the States right now, is if the president can have power unchecked and just do whatever the hell he wants to, people that follow him think that they can do the same damn thing. Well, they're finding out harsh realities. Just because he pardoned you unlawfully and wrongfully and put you back on the streets, well, if you continue to act the way you are, the way you are, well, the police will come and arrest you and take you out. Some of them have been shot and shootouts with the police. Some of them have been just turned around and arrested all over again. It's made people and criminals and people emboldened to think that they can get away with anything. The lawlessness of a very corrupt criminal president that is a felon. He's a horrible, horrible role model. And he makes the most horrible people think they can get away with it. Well, some of y'all are finding out, fuck around and find out. You still go to jail if you're still committing crimes. And that's the thing. That's why I was said this earlier. It's like this world's turned upside down where people think that, evil can just get away with things because of Trump right now. So we need to very much check that evil in the ways that we can in our own ways. In some ways that the system doesn't do it, well, the people will have to. We'll have to rise up and get organized and do it. And I think it's just ever becoming necessary at this point. I don't think there's any other way. I really applaud the organized effort of not buying anything on February 28th. If y'all have not heard about this organized blackout consumer day that the United States is planning, and we should do it too up here in Canada, is to not buy any goods and do any spending at all on the day of February the 28th, especially not buying American products. If you don't buy any gas, you don't buy anything at all. Do not spend a single penny on the day of February 28th, just like the Americans are going to do as much as possible. We can show our economic strength and we can scare the hell out of those powers that be. And if we have to do this multiple days, multiple weeks, multiple months to get the message across, oh, we will, just so you know. So get the word out. Do not spend any money on February 28th this month. We're organizing and we're getting ready to resist. So if you're with us on the side of justice and right to stop the tyranny of an oligarchy and a person that was not elected president running our government named Elon Musk, we need to take a stand now. Not our government. I say this as an American living in Canada also. So yeah, the government down there. So yeah, and remember, the PC party up here is the ones that are going to kiss the ass of MAGA and sell out the country of Canada. So do not vote PC in the Ontario government election that's coming up very soon, and definitely not in the federal election next year. The PC government is anti-Canada, and they will sell us out and give us over to the United States if you elect them. Just trust me on this, all right? And Lex has been right every single step of the way in the last few years talking politically. And I was right about this Trump bullshit way ahead of this happening. So if you don't want to hear me, you don't want to listen to me like this guy who said, what are you talking politics? Go ahead. But I'm trying to cry out and give the information to you guys like Princess Leia through the R2D2 right now. Seriously. So listen to me. Seriously. All right, let's keep going. We'll keep back on the Raptors talk. But yeah, these are important things to talk about. February 28th, don't spend a dime. Seriously. If you need to gas up the day before, go ahead. Just do all your buying right before. And then that day, nobody buys nothing. And they feel what we can do. That's what I'm saying right now. All right, let's keep going. Trevor's saying, I watched the Rising Stars practice yesterday. Grady scored 102 points. What? They had like a practice game and he scored 102 points in that? Well, you've been beaten, Wilt Chamberlain. I didn't know they kept scoring. He got 102 points. That's crazy. Wow. Trevor's saying that's the home for the new WNBA team in Golden State. So they're going to be playing in Oracle. Well, I thought they destroyed that building. Why did they make it sound like they were tearing that building down when we closed it? They really did say that, I believe, in 2019. They said, well, we're going to demolish the Oracle Arena now, and we'll have a new arena that we're playing in San Francisco. Yeah, I guess I was confused. I didn't think Oracle still stood, and that the Raptors had shut it down with a big victory over the Golden State Warriors in 2019, getting their championship. So, yeah, this is interesting. Okay, so the Valkyries is going to play in that arena. Interesting. Good information, Trevor. I did not know that. Mischief saying, Lex, scout out second round, 19-year-old, 6'9", 225-pound JT Toppin, two-way player, averages 24 points per game, 12.5 rebounds per 36 minutes. For sure, Mischief. You know what? I'll do that, even though it's an odd day today, because I missed a scout yesterday. And we haven't done a scout in a few days at all, and you haven't gotten one in a while. So I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. We're going to scout JT Toppin, and I want to see about this guy. Is he related to anybody like Obi? Let's see. I think he might be. Yeah. Let's see. All right. JT Toppin is an American college basketball player for Texas Tech Red Raiders, and he is 19 years old. He's from Dallas, Texas. Is he related to those guys? I don't know if he's related to Jacob or Obi. Is he? Let me see. I don't see anything about him being related to those guys. He could very well be just not related to them. He just has the same last name. Okay, so he went to high school in Texas, and he's gone to college at New Mexico and Texas Tech. And yeah, he's averaging about 12.4, and he plays power forward. So he's 6'9". Okay, okay, interesting. He's 6'9". That's the right position for what I'm looking for the Raptors in the draft this year. We need more bigs, so that's the right one. Let's go see uh, this is me blind scouting. You know how people do music reactions to music they never heard? Well, I don't watch college. So every single time I see a scout like this is blind. I've never seen JT Toppin until now. And I'm going to give you guys my first reaction to seeing his game and what he looks like. All right, here we go. This is going to be opening week highlights for JT Toppin of Texas Tech. Let's see what happens here. All right, I want to see if it's okay. Here we go. He's on the outside. He's got the ball. He's dribbling in. Oh, okay. Slip in and dunk. Nice little pass. All right. Here we go. There's a cut and a pick and roll, and he gets right by the defender. The defense is not very good in that play, but okay. I see. All right. He's the guy with the headband, and he does a nice little turnaround shot, kind of like a little dream shake. Not too bad. Nice little inside post footwork where he kind of shakes the defender and gets a nice shot right now near the basket. There he is for three. That shot's not bad. He's got a little bit of a kick out on his release that looked like it went over the free 3-point line. He might get not get the shot for three. It might be counted as two. Let's see. Yeah, he's really long and lanky. I like his wingspan. That's an interesting push shot. He's got some really good footwork. He's really, really good with his footwork. He's really good at like post footwork, apparently, from what I'm seeing, and keeping the ball away and then bumping in, and then coming up and over and putting in a nice little left-handed shot. Okay. Ooh, there's a nice little misdirection. Got the defender to bite and goes the other way and lays it in. Looks like his strengths are in the post. He has a little bit of a three-point shot, it looks like. I want to see him in transition, how he runs the floor, and maybe if he gets good hops. There you go. There's a second chance shot. Didn't give up on the play. I like that. Here we go. Here's a little bit of transition. Guy gets blocked. He cleans up the trash and puts the ball back in. Some of this stuff is very rudimentary, ordinary kind of basketball stuff. Ooh, there's a nice breakaway dunk. Okay, I like that. Nice left-handed throw down. That's pretty good. So, okay, he's all right running. I would say this guy's a late first rounder, maybe early second round. I'm not totally sure, but I don't mind him. I think that if he gets more meat on his bones and he gets the muscle of like a workout with the Raptor strength and conditioning coach, that he could be a very, very good player. And he's got the right body frame as far as his wingspan and his length of his limbs. So I don't know. I don't mind him. I'm not against him. If Bobby and Masai see something in him and they picked him, I would support it, and I would wholeheartedly say good things about it. So yeah, he's not bad, but I don't think he's a lottery pick. I think that he looks like he's late first round or early second round to me. Thank you, Mischief, for the scout of the day, JT Toppin of Texas Tech, power forward with nice long limbs, great wingspan, and not a bad 3-point shot. Not a bad 3-point shot. Trevor's saying, if you guys want to watch the All-Star practice, it's at 2 p.m. today. Yeah, they show this stuff on NBA TV. If you want to see those, if you have that channel, you can see the All-Star practice today with all the All-Stars. They had the Rising Stars practice yesterday. And yeah, that's just kind of, some of the extra stuff during the weekend. They usually have a historically black college matchup between two universities from HB colleges. So yeah, there's a couple events during the day today and tomorrow. Like I said, the up next game for the G League is tomorrow with AJ Lawson featured in it. So yeah, there's some stuff during the day as well as tonight. Fiercely saying, thanks, Trevor. Is JT Toppin related to the other Toppin brothers who are currently with the Pacers and the Knicks? I was wondering about that, but I don't think so because it says nothing about that on his Wikipedia, and they would have that, honestly. Let me go look and see about Obi and see if he's from the same place. No, they're not from the same city, so I'm pretty sure they're not related. They are not related. Now, Jacob Toppin, who is in the league, is the brother of Obi. So Obi and Jacob are related, but JT is not related to them, as far as what I can tell in my little bit of research right there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And Wikipedia probably needs to add that he is the brother of them. Basketball Rewind is here. Kenyon, you've returned to my chat. He's saying, good game by Grady. Kenyon. Good to see you, my man. He's saying hi to Cool Cat. And Andrew's saying, yes, Jacob and Obi are related, but JT Toppin, never mind. I don't know who that is. Yeah, I don't think he is because it's not on his Wikipedia. And I mean, just to think everybody with the same last name is all related. Well, that's not the right thing to do. Williams people, all the Williamses in the world are related. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Toppin, yeah, it's not a very common name, but no, I don't think he is. I don't think they are related. Andrew, good to see you. Raptor Freak Rookie of the Year for last year. Andrew in the house. Good to see Andrew. Smooth's here. Good to see Reggie. Toronto is only 3.5 games out of a play-in spot. Yeah, this coming back after the All-Star break will be very interesting to see how the Raptors organization signals what the goals are for the rest of the year. Some people have been very open that the draft pick matters, and some of it is coming from the front office, honestly. So it's making me think that something like last year, second half, or even Tampa, where guys are going to be on the DL and not available, and that's going to make it harder for us to compete against some of the teams that we play for the rest of the year, and we do collect L's. But there's another way we could go too, which is it's kind of what Smooth's saying here, is if Brandon gets healthy and he comes and starts playing for the Raptors and Jakob's back, we are a team that will win. And we could very much win a lot of games going out. And that would be much to the chagrin of stanky Leo Routens, who's been very tank nation right now. And he's like, no, we need to lose as much as possible because we need more ping pong balls, is what Leo thinks right now. Well, I don't care what Leo thinks. I don't care what Tank Nation thinks. I don't care what any of us think. I only care what Masai thinks. And if Masai wants to, manipulate things so that we don't have very many wins at the end of the season, that's his strategic decision and none of ours. Now, if he decides he wants to see Darko try his ass off and get as many wins as possible, also, that's his choice also. This is part of trusting in Masai and believing in our front office. Basketball Rewind. And I'm just going to say this. I love our front office. I never, ever want them to leave. And y'all talking about on your damn show, your stupid ass shit on your Luka episode about how this could work out to happen to us, just like what happened to Dallas. Fuck you, Kenyon, for your bullshit and how you guys continually put down Masai and Bobby on your show and your stupid shit. I unsubscribed from your show. I'm sick of your dumbass comments about our front office. And you don't give me anything from your show that's worthwhile, is what I'm going to say right now. You call Kelly Olynyk a corpse on 1 week, and then you go after our front office. You don't even have the courage to name it and say it. You just kind of infer it with you and Beyond and Coach Roach and your bullshit. You don't even say, and this could happen in a certain place. Y'all say you're Raptors fans, but you're not. I think Beyond's the most real about who he is. Coach Roach, I think he believes and feels good things for the Raptors, but honestly, y'all are assholes the way you treat the Raptors and you're gaslighting them. So I'm going to give you a big 2-finger salute, Kenyon, for continually dissing our front office and wishing for them to be fired. Fuck you, Kenyon. I hope Masai stays in charge of the Raptors for as long as he can, maybe till the day he dies. And everything that y'all wish for on your stupid ass little dumbass channel can go to hell, is what I'm going to say right now. And have the courage. If you're going to throw them under the bus, use their names. And don't be little cowards and say, well, if this happened with this team and this happened with Luka, Scotty is not happy and he leaves, and then Masai and Bobby get fired. Yeah, just be fucking real and say it outright. So all of us real Raptors fans can see who the fuck you guys really are and decide to unsubscribe. So there you go, Kenyon. A little bit of this is a rant I've wanted to give you for about a week.
and I was waiting for you to show up. So there you go. I unsubscribed. I gave y'all a chance again. But honestly, your content pisses me off. You're disrespectful to people like Kelly Olynyk. And honestly, we owe everything in the success to our team and franchise here, which you're not a part of our Fran Nation, obviously, because you're a fucking turncoat little piece of shit, to Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster. So you ungrateful little shits over at Basketball Rewind can kiss my ass. How about that? How about that? See, I'm not trying to make friends here with different people. If you can get in line with how I look at the Raptors, let's go. We can be real positive fans for this team. But if you want to be like Basketball Rewind people, you go ahead. But I ain't got no time for that toxicity and that kind of half-ass fanning. Because listen, are y'all fans or not? Are y'all analysts? What the fuck are y'all? Seriously, I'm a fan. I run a fan channel and I'm for the team. And the way y'all talk about the Raptors is not in a fan way. Y'all are anti and y'all are negative towards our team. Anybody who wishes Ujiri was gone is not for the Raptors. That's just the damn truth. I'm going to say that right now. All right, let me keep going, guys. Sorry, I just had to do a little aside there. As far as I'm concerned, I hope Masai picks, let's play Brandon and let's go all out for the rest of the season. And I'd like to see at least 26 wins for the Raptors at the end of the year. And if we get in the play-in, that's great. But a lot of people won't like that because they really highly value the draft overly. And honestly, it's not worth it. You can look at Sar and Rizache, as I just talked about, and you see what you fucking get at the top of the draft. Now, granted, this draft is different. This is a much better draft. But I ain't about losing on purpose just to capture the flag. It's a stupid idea. It's a stupid idea. All right, let's keep going. Cool Cat saying Pascal Siakam quietly building a Hall of Fame career from age 18 to current 3-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, most improved player, NBA champion, G League Finals MVP. Woo! Cool Cat putting that out there. Cool Cat, Siakam fan number one. Let's give her a big dunk for showing her love for the former Raptor and great Raptor legend. 12 dunks, 12 points for you. That's your 4th dunk of the year, Cool Cat. I love it. You just put that resume out there every single time. I love it. That's right. Let's see. All right, once again, let's go with all right, we're on Fiercey. K, thanks, fam. No problem. Andrew saying, I was so proud of Grady. I'm glad he played well and showed he's more than just a shooter. Yeah, I'm glad he made some threes. You know, he's not been shooting threes as well for us recently in games. And and it's important for him to show his bread and butter there. So I'm really happy he made 2 threes, along with the stuff you're saying about going to the basket and making some layups too. 12 points is great. In a game that doesn't have a whole lot of points, that's a huge percentage of the points for his team. It really, really is. Smooth saying it's a terrifying time in the world right now. It really is. But we have to understand also, this man is an old, feeble, demented piece of garbage. And in some ways, he's not doing well himself. In some ways, like I worry about him dying and JD Vance becoming president all of a sudden a little bit. But we got to remember also, Trump is just a figure. He's not necessarily the guy who's in charge. Elon's more in charge right now, or Peter Thiel. You know, the right wingers always talk about George Soros, but the biggest threat as a billionaire is fucking Peter Thiel, the guy who's pushing Elon and JD Vance and all this to happen. So yeah, there's puppeteers behind, and Trump is in some ways just a pathetic old deranged man that honestly doesn't really have the capabilities to do what he's doing on his own. There's other people doing it in the name of him, just so y'all know. But yeah, it's scary out there. And honestly, we got to fight fascism just like our ancestors did 100 years ago when the Nazis rose up. This is the same damn shit. It's coming home, United States. Instead of going over to Europe for a European theater, y'all might have to have some things happen here. Now, I'm always for nonviolent reform. And if cooler heads can prevail and intelligence can work things out, that's great. Because I don't like bloodshed. I don't like violence. I don't like revolution. But I'll tell you right now, the billionaire class wants to push the masses to a certain point. They're going to get it, and they're going to find out. And February 28th is a great day to show a nonviolent way of protest by not spending any money once again on the 28th of February. Also, remember, there's an election here in Ontario. And if you live in Ontario, you're an Ontario resident, you need to go vote. Don't fuck around with this. Don't be apathetic. Don't make excuses. Go to the polls and vote on the 27th. The day before you don't spend any money, you go find that polling and you go vote. Seriously. because this is more important than ever. And you may think it doesn't matter, it doesn't do anything. Well, if you don't vote, it doesn't matter for sure. So at least if you do vote, that is something, a drop in the bucket to help fill up that bucket with all of our drops and try and cause a change. And let's fuck around. You want to fuck around with an early election, Doug Ford? Well, we'll give you an early election, and it may not be the results that you wanted, is what I'll say right there. Yeah, let's keep going, guys. Mischief saying JT is the mock draft 37 on the big board. Okay, thank you, Jay. So he's 37th in the second round. JT Toppin right now. Thank you, Mischief, for the draft pick, scout of the day. I appreciate that. Basketball Rewind saying 2028 needs a coach to replace Jordy. And no offense to Darko, but I don't want a fun uncle on the bench. I want someone big time. Well, we don't need to make the mistake that we made with Nick Nurse again. The Raptors coach should never be the Team Canada coach. That was a very bad conflict of interest, and it really screwed us up. But thankfully, Jordy could jump into that spot after Nick got fired by the Raptors and he went to Philadelphia, which was the plan that him and Rich Paul had all along. It wasn't up to us. They sabotaged the last year of Nick being here on purpose because Daryl Morey really wanted him to coach the Sixers. Well, you try and force something unnatural, you get what you get, Nick. And the dumpster fire that you're sitting in Philadelphia, well, let's just say things come around in weird ways. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I'm not for having Darko as the coach of Canada because I seen the conflict of interest with Nick. I would like it to be, we actually come up with the person that should be maybe, and we think Jama should do it this time. I think that Jama, being Canadian and being one of the young rising coaches in the NBA, that's probably going to be a head coach in the near future. In fact, down the road, he could be the coach of the Raptors at some point. I actually hope that Jama is, but not for a long, long time because Darko's doing a really good job. So our big pick that we endorse on this channel is Jama to be the next coach of Canada because he's Canadian. He's probably the best Canadian coach coming up. And that's where we feel it right there. Kenya, I know it's harsh on you earlier, but I just had to get that rant out of the way. And I hope you'll respect that I needed to say that from where I stand on how y'all talk on your channel. It's all, with all due respect, but yeah, fuck you guys for hating on Masai so much. Y'all need to change that, seriously. It's a real turnoff. If y'all can consider yourselves a Raptors channel, going off on Masai regularly on your show, it's not making my people here like your channel. The people that are like me, that are real fans of this team. We understand that Masai Ujiri is a big reason why we're NBA champions. And the fact that you guys don't get that, well, it kind of ruins your credibility for knowing what you fucking talking about, is what I'm going to say right now. Fiercey saying Grady got a great introduction to Toronto, judging from the Caravana clips. Yeah. I mean, it's been weird because, like I said, he's a Midwest kid who's like from the middle of nowhere and he's not a city guy. And Toronto's so different than Kansas. It really is. And not only that, it is a different country. And, it's easy for people that are from the Midwest and Kansas to fall into weird holes of xenophobia about Canada or thinking like that. Who knows what Grady's thoughts about Canada were for most of his life until he came here to play professional basketball. But anyway, he's open-minded. He's a great young kid. He's a positive guy. He's a Christian who believes in real Christian values of looking out for people and looking out for the poor and the sick, and not these fake ass Christians that say they're running the country right now. They're absolutely Satanists, honestly, on the deep down. So yeah, he's a real one. He understands there's a global community, and I love that about him. Grady is awesome. Grady is awesome. Kenyon saying, to quote Kendrick, some of those people, J6, etc., they not like us. A lot of them are very low gene pool individuals. Very, yeah. In some ways, yeah. I'll go with you on this. I'll go with you on this for sure. Basketball Rewind. Yeah. Trevor saying unrivaled basketball won game for $200,000. Game last night with Leah Edwards and Nafisa Collier. It was amazing for the trophy and the money and what Edwards came up with, a little short, but still get 50,000. Yeah, I see that there's a new league for the ladies. It's a 3-on-3 league, and it looked really exciting, some of the footage of it. The WNBA players are only playing for a certain part of the year, and that's really the summer. But they need to do stuff. That's part of the reason why Brittany Griner was over in Russia playing professionally when she got in all that trouble over there and got put in jail. I'd much rather them have opportunities over here. whether it's like the Canadian women's basketball league or this 3-on-3 league or something like that. They're going to have to find other jobs on the off season than the WNBA to earn money because it's not a very long season. Honestly, the WNBA season isn't like the NBA season. It's a little bit, so they have jobs in the off season. And this league will provide for that to a degree. It looked very exciting. A 3-versus-3 league. Very, very cool. Kind of like the Big Three with Ice Cube, but for the ladies. I like it. I like it. Nameless saying, I figured out Grady was sincerely happy here months and months ago. I just don't. In some ways, I can't tell the signs. Grady was very like smiley and goofy in the beginning, but then some point in this rookie year, things got hard, and he was not a lot less smilier. And he's gotten, we've talked about how it's really important. He understands body language and carrying himself on the court and not having an unconfident stance, like drooping his shoulders or like, you can project energy with how you carry your body. And Grady's very aware of that. So sometimes he's very poker face and very professional and very like stern with his face. Whereas at times I also see him being very goofy and smiley in his off time. So it's tough to kind of figure him out to a degree, but I think we're seeing all the right signs that and it's got to be like the success the Raptors are finding through Darko's system in recent month or so is very fun. Like it's like a snowball of positivity and goodness building on the Raptors. On other teams there may be snowballs of negativity building like the Sixers, but in the Raptors, even with a bad record, the growth and the progress of getting more achievements, like beating the Clippers a couple of Sundays ago, beating the Sixers last week, these are positive signs that we're working towards something that's going to work and they're finding more success. And guys like Scotty and Grady will buy in more and more with the franchise and the coach, the more the success comes. And it's coming. Brandon Ingram is on a level that's not Kawhi Leonard, but he's closer than most people in this league. And the Raptors fans need to realize we just got him on a long term, and we are going to be going into a winning era again, very much next season. And Brandon Ingram's going to be part of that. And I'm excited about it. The only thing that'll mess us up is if he's not available and he's hurt all the time. But if we have Dr. Alex and we're taking care of him correctly, I predict that Brandon Ingram's going to have some of the most healthy parts of his career in Toronto. Seriously, he's going to be healthy for us when he gets right, and we're going to be all about it. It's going to be really, really good. Name is saying Jacoby Walter is happy here too, for what it's worth. Yeah, he's a goofy, fun kid too. I love his pictures and his cheesy smiles and pointing at everything and go, and stuff like that. He's cool, man. I like Jacoby, and he's very much a player beyond his years already. Some of the stuff he does on the court, it really does make me think, it's like, man, has this guy been in the league for 6 months or for like 6 years? Because honestly, some of his moves are advanced. They're very advanced, and they're very polished already, too. Name was saying February 28th is a massive payday for me. Got like 4 earnings reports that are going to pop. Well, I'm just saying, on that day, earn all the money, but don't spend it. How about that, my paisano? How about that? Yeah, Cream saying, is Cooper Flag staying another year at Duke? I think I heard something or dreamt it. I'm not trying to be a conspirator. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. I don't care. In some ways, I don't care who's available or drops out because I have no druthers on this. If Masai and Bobby keep track of all this, they're going to do their job. And when they draft somebody, I'll look at them and analyze them and react then. This has been the fault of the Raptors fans since the beginning. Ed O'Bannon, Jalen Suggs. Y'all don't get so caught up on specific names. I'm telling you, y'all have always been wrong. Every single time y'all get upset about what our team drafts, you've been wrong. You were wrong about Damon Stoudemire, and you were wrong about Scotty Barnes. So I think the lesson here for Raptors fans is don't get set your sights on just one person. And if it's not that person, you're all disgruntled. It's stupid. Trust in Bobby and Masai. They're going to pick the best person. And it may not be Flag. It may not be Ace. It may not be Dylan. It could be anybody. And we'll see. They'll know who it is. Trust me. They knew Grady at 13. And they knew Jacoby at 19. Why would you not trust them? Why wouldn't you not trust these guys who went 5 for 5 in the draft last year in getting Jacoby Walter, Jamal Shed, Jonathan Mobo, Jamison Battle, and Orasham Shea, all from the class last year? One undrafted, one right at the end of the draft, 2 second rounders, and a 19th pick, and they got 5 good rookies last year. Who the fuck doesn't trust Masai Ujiri and think that they're doing a good job? Basketball Rewind, that's who. I don't know what more evidence you need, Kenyon. And the fact that they turned the Pascal Siakam trade all the way around to this point with Brandon Ingram. I don't know what more evidence will get through y'all's thick skulls that these guys are the best guys to be running our team, and your unnecessary hate for them just is unattractive to real fans of the Raptors. And I'll say that over and over again. Maybe I'll convert you guys from bashing Bobby and Masai constantly on your stupid little channel. Seriously. All right, let's keep going. Alan saying, bam, son. Good to see you, Alan Tam. Bam, son. I'm going to give you a dunk real quick for just coming in and saying, bam, son. Because that's my guy, Alan Tam, son. That's your second dunk. You're at 6 points now, Alan. Good to see you, man. Cool Cat saying, Leo Routon saying, focus on the ping pong balls. I know. Why is he doing that? Seriously, Leo, you're influential. You've taught Canada basketball like Jack Armstrong. And in some ways, they listen to you. When you say shit like this, you're just encouraging toxic talk for stankies and stank nation. Seriously. If Masai wants to do anything like that, that's on his own, and he does it secretly. We don't need to know about it. As far as the public's concerned, the Raptors are trying to win every single damn game as the best of their ability. Now, if their best of their ability is Jakob Pearl sitting on the bench, well, we ain't going to win. Because the record shows when Jakob's not playing, we lose. Both last year when he went out and this year when he's been out. So, I mean, you can look at it any which way. I believe in the franchise being a winning franchise, and we're striving to win in every opportunity. Now, the Houston game a couple of weeks ago told me, well, maybe we are pulling punches since we're going to play rookies instead of Emmanuel Quickley, Chris Boucher, and Scotty Barnes in the crunch time against the Rockets in a close game. Well, we'll see. It's up to Masai. He's in charge, and him and Bobby are going to run things the right way. And Darko is just trying to win out because that's the only way he could be in his job is he has to go all out. And the players the same way. The front office may manipulate things from above and make it harder for them to win some of these games by saying these guys are out or this is this. But let's not get it twisted. The psychology of Darko Rajakovic and the players is to win as hard as they can and go all out and get it. And that's shown by their evidence of their effort that they expend on the court in every game. They got blown out by Cleveland in the last game they played in the first quarter. It's 41-17 or something like that. Did they give up? Did they stop trying? No, they clawed back in the game. They didn't roll over, and they played solidly against the Cavs for 3 quarters after that very horrible first quarter in the last game they played before break. So, yeah, that's where we're at right there with that. Yeah, booyaka. Basketball Rewind saying, I don't want to push Brandon too soon and risk an injury. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, if we're talking about pushing him too quickly where it's a long-term injury and it's bad, definitely don't want to do that. I'll agree with you, Kenyon, on that. But, I'd also like to see him make a debut in this season. And, Brandon gave a tell in his interview the other day. He expects to play this year. He had a little tell in the interviews like, I'll be back this year. So we'll see Brandon Ingram play this season. I'm pretty sure we will. But it may not be until March or even April. We'll have to see. They say it's a 2-week cycle. They're going to check with him every 2 weeks. There's no timetable. But honestly, man, Brandon Ingram, I don't think you're that hurt. And if you really want the gumption to come out there and try things with your new team, that's kind of where we're balancing. Because honestly, if I was him, I'd be excited about being on this team with all this young talent and wanting to get started and trying to gel and be with them. And if he's healthy, he doesn't want to sit there with some fabricated injury when he could be actually out there trying to get reps with the players. So, I mean, I'm agreeing with you completely, though, Kenyon, that he needs to be 100% before he comes back. And it's just like the phone. It's got to be 100% charged, not 96, 100%. That's right. Wayne's saying good morning to the Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you. And Alan's saying, hola, Pimpadelic. Yeah. Basketball Rewind saying Pelly is new and not a Masai fan. I don't think that's true, Basketball Rewind. And once again, don't do this bullshit on my channel. You can go ahead and do your toxic shit on your channel. Keith Pelly likes winners. And I've listened to Keith Pelly every interview he's done pretty much since he's been around the Raptors. He was on the 905 game, and he had a really good interview there. He wants people that win. Masai does. So, yeah, that statement right there, I don't think that's factual. I think that he's pretty cool with Masai because Masai has a track record. And in some ways, Keith Pelly's not trying to come in and disrupt everything. Keith Pelly's trying to make things better. I've listened to him. Monique talked to him herself in person. and talk to him. Monique probably told him straight up, Masai's the best. And he's probably like, yeah, he's great. Nah, you're inferring bullshit. You don't know if that's true or not, because I could tell you the same thing, the opposite. It looks like he's very happy with Masai, and he probably is going to keep him around. You don't know. It's just as much as I don't know. So I could say the opposite of what you're saying, and I could be right. You're not right. And I'll tell you, all the signs I've seen is Keith Pelly's very happy with Bobby and Masai. So don't spin your bullshit here. All right. All right. He's saying, Basketball Rewind saying, you need to listen better, considering I said that it could happen. Never said I wished it to happen. Well, that's what y'all are talking into existence with your bullshit. And it's consistently this way on your channel. I watched y'all a couple years ago, and it was that way then. And now it's still then now. And I'm just saying, you really should check how you're doing things on your channel. Seriously. And have a little bit more respect for our franchise and the people who run it. That's what I'll tell you, Kenyon, because you're not a Raptors channel. Y'all might as well just cover the NBA generally and forget about covering the Raptors in any special way. Because honestly, to me, you don't have any expertise on the Raptors. You have expertise on the NBA. You guys go ahead and talk about the NBA. Coach Roach can talk about coaching stuff. Beyond can talk about the Dallas Mavericks and the Detroit Pistons. And yeah, you just be a host and just kind of moderate things, because honestly, seriously, just don't cover the Raptors. You do us all a service. You just become a general NBA channel, all right? Don't even masquerade like you're Raptors focused, all right? Seriously. All right, let's see. Basketball Rewind saying, my content is Basketball Rewind, not Raptors Rewind. You also do not define my fandom. Well, I don't know what your fandom is. I don't know who's watching your channel, who gives a shit about it. I'll tell you, there's passionate people that come and show up here every day, 365 days a year at 9:30. And I don't know if you got it like that. So I don't know what your fandom is, bro. I don't know what it is, bro. We never mentioned anything about Barnes. No, you guys were alluding to it. I read between what y'all were saying. You're bullshit. I mean, listen, you can respond to me on this. I said what I said, and I stand on it. I seen what I seen. And I'm not the only one who sees it. There's a lot of other people in my channel that have gone and checked out your channel and said the same damn thing that I'm saying right now. So you go ahead and you think, okay, that's just Lex. No, it's not just me. It's a lot of average Raptors fans that feel the way I do about our team, feel the same way about y'all's channel. That's just how it is. I have respect for Coach Roach. He really does have a lot of knowledge about basketball. And in some ways, he's the best one out of y'all, because he actually kind of is fair about things. Beyond, he's a fan of the NBA. He should just be doing NBA stuff. I say, just like Will Smith, I slap you like Chris Rock. Take the Raptors name out of your mouth. That's what I say to you. Let's go. Kenyon saying, you called yourself the Fox News of Raptors, aka a propaganda channel. I'm not a propaganda channel. That's for you. I've never called myself the Fox News of this channel. Sure, I'm a propaganda channel, but I'm not the Fox News one. No, I'm a positive channel for fans for this team that love this team. And I'm very grounded in reality. You can act like I'm not, but I am. In some ways, there's a glut of negativity like you and your channel out there. Even the mainstream media is more like you. And I'm trying to carve out a positive spot for real fans that just love the team and want to see them do well and root for the best for them. You can outline all the disaster zones and things that could happen to our team in bad ways on your channel, but that's not pleasant for Raptors fans. In some ways, I want to carve out a future that's positive for this team and talk about that happening instead of the bullshit that y'all talk about. So, I mean, you can look at it however you want. I'm not Fox News, that's for damn sure. But I am a propaganda channel. I will take that. I will take that. All right, let's keep going. Randolph saying, beloved Raptor freaks. Let's see what else is saying here. I know Basketball Rewind's pissed at me, but I don't give a shit, man. I don't give a shit, Kenyon. I tried to do the show with you, and you're so full of shit when we're trying to get a show together with your demands. I was like, I can't work with this guy. And honestly, I appreciate you coming in here and hanging out with us on the channel in recent months. And I did really and earnestly try to come and reciprocate by watching your stuff, but your content pisses me off. And in some ways, I'm going to say on my forum what I feel about it, because that's what I do on my channel. You don't have to like what I have to say about it, but I stand on what I'm saying. There's a lot better channels y'all could watch for Raptors. And I'm not even saying my channel. Seriously. There's a lot better channels than Basketball Rewind if you're a Raptors fan. Seriously. You don't need to go listen to their malarkey, is what I'm saying. All right, let's keep going. Randolph saying, where is Randolph? He's saying blessings, right? Where is he? Blessings, beloved Raptor freaks, most informative gang. Blessings. Winners win and losers lose. Believe that you are a winner and always play to win. When losing happens, use that as a fuel to you winning. I like that. Are you okay? Okay, you're not having a seizure or anything, are you? Okay, you're just getting something. All right, I was just distracted. Adriana's here. Um, you know what? I like this statement by Randolph. In some ways, the losing is a lesson, and what you take from it, you can gain to get more winning later. But I want to also say this: this world where it has to be winners and losers is I don't like that, because honestly, everybody loses in some cases, and everybody wins in some cases. And having this whole mentality that you have to be a winner and win at all costs is not good for society. It's not humanitarian. And in some ways, the competitiveness that they try and drive into us is not fair. We should be a symbiotic community that's looking out for each other and kind of thinking of all of us as a one together. And pitting each other against each other as this is a winner and this is a loser is just part of the mechanism to instill people to go and do bullshit to, like, earn money and do things to make themselves feel better over other people. Everybody's all in the same thing, and the mirage of us versus is part of the problem, is what I'm saying. All right, that's why Rewind saying, don't like it is up to you, sir. And it's not appropriate for you to be rude like that towards me. That's your decision. It's my damn right. This is my own channel, and I can't. That's right, Kenyon. I like you, man, as a person. I hate your content. I think that you've been very fun to have in this channel, but I had a burning desire to go off on you when you showed up again. And that's actually been waiting. I've been waiting for you to show up for about 2 weeks. And I was going to do that rant to you. So it was coming either way. Now, I won't watch your channel anymore, so I won't be mad at you anymore. If you want to continue to come in here and talk to us, that's fine. But I can understand if I turned you off and you never want to be here again. Once again, I'm not doing this to be popular. I'm doing this as a service to real Raptors fans that want to be in touch with day-to-day Raptors stuff. I made a channel for people like me. I said, there's no channel like me. Like, well, I would like that. So I said, I'll go ahead and make it myself because I just happen to have the talents and skills to do this very well. But yeah, Kenya, I love you, man, as a person. I hate your channel, though. That's just that's the decision right there. Stargate saying, guys, you can't predict injury. An injury can occur anytime. A play can sit out all season and not risk injury, but they can get injured the very first game of preseason next year. Yeah, I mean, look at James Wiseman this year. I mean, it's crazy. I would say this with the knowledge of Dr. McKechnie and the programs that we do here and the proven track record, honestly, Brandon should feel very confident in listening to the guidance from our organization on how to handle this. Who knows what he was getting in New Orleans, guys? Who knows if he even had a doctor dedicated to trying to help him? Who knows? So either way, he's in a better position now than the franchise he was on before to get a better health outcome because we have a proven department for this. And as Matt Devlin said on our broadcast, we have the best medical staff in the NBA. I truly believe that. I really do. And hopefully we'll see that happen with Brandon Ingram as he starts his career as a Raptor. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Yeah, even every time a player steps on the court is risking injury. It's a physical sport. So stop living in fear of potential injury. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm totally with you on that. I think that it's more measuring him coming back with how he's going to affect winning and how we balance that with lottery balls, because that really is kind of the debate around the Raptors for the rest of the year. Should we win or should we lose? Considering what we need to do. I say this once again, the best way to look at this is it's positive either way. We win games. That's great development and experience for our young core. We lose games. That helps with the ping pong balls. So we don't lose either way, guys. And that's why Raptors fans that are all upset and in a bad mood all the time, what is wrong with y'all? We're about to go into a new golden age of the Raptors with Brandon Ingram coming here, and we're going to be badasses going forward. And y'all being all upset and stuff like that about whether we win or lose, get over yourself and just enjoy being a fan and be positive for your team. That's all I ask for you guys, because honestly, things are looking really good. And as I said, it's bright out there. We got to wear our shades. Seriously, especially with all the snow out there, it really reflects the sunlight. All right, let's see. Randolph saying, blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Oh, I already read that. Okay, let's see. Randolph saying, Lex, have you used the new BR app? It's not user-friendly as the old one was. Accessing the content the interests me is difficult. How do they fix it? BR app. What is the BR app? What are you talking about? BR? Bleacher Report? Is it Bleacher Report? I don't use Bleacher Report at all. I don't even check their content at all anymore. I really don't. It's really interesting how I get my information. I don't utilize any I don't read Grange. I don't read Samson. I don't listen to the Raptors show with Blake Murphy. I don't listen to Hello and Welcome podcast. I don't watch I watch very few YouTubers that cover the Raptors. I watch Logical Raptors Fanatic and a couple other people. But I really get most of my information on what I do from watching the games, listening to the interviews with the players and the coaches and the people that are actually doing the jobs. And I may get some information from ESPN, but that's more like mining stats and box scores and stuff like that. But I'm not getting anything that I'm talking about for the most part from people that are doing stuff like me or even people that are on TV. Grange, Lewinberg, uh, Blake Murphy, I get tweets from them on Blue Skies, and that's really more for like breaking news on movement, like between the Raptors and the Raptors 905, or trades or thing that's going on that I'm getting from them. But I'm not. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. I don't know. I don't use Bleacher Report. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. Bleacher Report. I don't use it. Let's see. Nameless saying Basketball Rewind. Vava Nucolo Testa de Caz. I don't know what he said, and I just said it too in Italian. I hope it's nice, but I don't know. My paisano, he's my Italian teacher. It's like, Kenyan saying, also, no one is infallible unless they are God. So idolizing individuals is blasphemy and shouldn't be done, frankly. You may not agree with me, but I've shown you respect. Well, I appreciate that. And if I haven't shown you respect, I apologize, but I have a lot of emotions about this. I don't idolize Messiah like a god. I may have done a little church service a year or so ago where I did something somewhat like this, but no, let's not get it twisted. He's a human being. I understand this. I understand that he's very good for the job. I don't understand why y'all hate him so much. How about we go and discover that? It's easy to understand why I like him because he's the architect that got us the first Larry O'Brien. He's going to get us the second one too. But I want to know more why you don't like him. Why does he hurt you so bad? What did he do to you, Kenyon? How did he touch you wrong? What did he do to you, Kenyon? Why you hate him so much? That's what I fucking want to know, man. Seriously, it's easy for me to understand why I like him and why I'm very happy for him. These guys, hell, he made my team into something that is badass over the last decade. I want to know why you hate him so much. That's way more interesting to me, Kenyon. Seriously, what do you have against Masai Ujiri that you have to tear him down on your content every single time? Seriously, what is it? To me, I wonder if it's some sort of weird jealousy or something. I don't know. What is it, man? And talking about no one's infallible unless they're God. Don't even bring this stuff up. You're trying to act like I'm idolizing him like that. No, he's a human being. He's a very good human being. He's a humanitarian. He's doing a lot of good work in this world. And yeah, he's a better person than most people in this world. I'll say that, but don't get it twisted, man. I've never been a religious person hardly until recently. And in some ways, the idea of God to me is Mother Nature, the creator, and just the natural world, and an entity out there that loves us and loves us all. And yeah, I ain't like this, man. No. Cool Cat saying, Lex, your show, Pure Raptors Fandom, Basketball Rewind is a different show. It's critical analysis of Raptors and basketball, the sport. Just another perspective on development, growth, and impact. Well, I don't think that they give a balanced perspective because they are so overly negative. The thing would different if he had two panelists and one of them was pro Masai and one of them was anti Masai, but the whole three of them are anti Masai and they just put the whole front office down. If you really want a balanced show, Kenyon, get somebody like me on there with Beyond and have me argue against him. If you really want a balanced critical analysis. Cool Cat, I know you're a fan of their show, and I understand the difference you're making here, and that's very true. You're exactly right. This is a fan channel, and that is a critical analysis of Raptors and basketball, the sport. Well, I'm asking them politely to maybe lay off of analyzing the Raptors and go ahead and go cover the rest of the teams equally and maybe not start focused on the Raptors. Because seriously, man, y'all can't act like you're a hometown team channel for the Raptors. Y'all are not. Y'all are haters, and your channel is not a Raptors channel. That's what I say to that. You're an NBA channel. That's fine. You go ahead and be an NBA channel. Kareem saying, quick shout out to the Loblaws family. Although I don't agree with the prices all the time, I love the fact that everything Canadian made or owned is labeled. Me and the wife are making this a point. This is fantastic. And when I went to the grocery store last week, I did the same thing. I'm buying stuff from Canada. I'm buying stuff from Italy. I'm buying stuff from Australia. I even bought some products from Ukraine. Yeah, this is the thing. Our money is a power as a consumer. We may be only individuals, but all of us added up together, we are extremely powerful. And on February 28th, we're going to show the world exactly how powerful we can be. We'll join the Americans in their general strike on February the 28th. And let's help them. Seriously, let's show our power with them and also our power to not buy American. Yeah, the grocery stores have done a really good job. And the people who make the products also are labeling their stuff very, very much with the maple leaf on there. There's some American companies that are actually Canadian products made here. And you can see that. It's like, because they're actually, maybe the name of the company is an American company, but the product is sourced from the stuff for it here and also manufactured here. So it's actually proudly Canadian made. So know the differences. And I say this, don't buy American, buy Canadian. And if you can't buy Canadian for a product, buy another country like Mexico. Mexico has good products also that are sold here also. Good job, Kareem, doing your part and helping out with this. If they're going to have a tariff thing going on, well, we can do what we can do. And honestly, this will really help the Canadian businesses. Think about it. We've been blindly buying a whole bunch of American products just because it's easy and they're the ones that are there. Well, if we all decide we're not going to buy them anymore, they're going to really feel it, those companies in the United States. And the byproduct is the Canadian companies that we do support all of a sudden now are going to have a boon for it. So just makes sense. It's going to really help the economy of Canada in the long run in some ways, because some of us will switch our brand allegiance to the Canadian brands now, and we may never switch back to the American brands down the road. And that's fantastic. That's fantastic right there. Yeah. Let's see. Randolph saying, Basketball Rewind, some advice. I think you and Lex need to talk, man. Demand, maybe even on a live right now, so that you both understand each other. You coming in here is honorable. Listen, I want to say this once again. I know it's hard on Kenyon. I maybe said some things. He was like, whoa, why are you attacking me, bro? It's because you attack Masai, bro. And I'm just bringing the same energy towards you that you're bringing towards our front office. I want to protect our front office. I want them to work for us for a long, long time. This is why I hate Michael Grange, because what did he do? In 2015, Michael Grange wrote an article saying that Masai Ujiri was going to leave the Raptors and go run the Washington Wizards. He was so sure of it, and he was throwing it in our face. And I was so pissed at him. Why would you put this out like this? That was 10 years ago, Kenyon, that he wrote that article, and I still haven't forgiven him for that. Well, you were wrong, Michael Grange. Masai Ujiri still runs the Raptors to this day. And like I said, God willing, he will run that team until he dies. And you may hate that. Does that bug you when I say that, Kenyon? Do you have a personal response to inside yourself when I say, ooh, I wish Masai would run this team until he dies, until he's like an old man in his 80s? A long, long time. Maybe he's even going to live past 100. Woo, I love that if Masai could be the president of the Raptors for that long. That'd be amazing. Why does that affect you in a negative way so much? Why do you hate the idea of that so much? Ask yourself those questions, Ken. That's what I want you to do right there. Yeah. Kenya's saying, no, that was wrong. You don't tell me how to run my channel. I don't tell you how to run yours. You can tell me how to run yours. I'll ignore you. That guy tried to tell me how to run my channel earlier. You heard my response. Nah, Kenyon, listen, this isn't a democracy on the Raptor Freak channel. This is my channel. I create it and I shape it to be what it is. And if I want to go on an opinionated editorial about your channel on my channel, that's perfectly my right. Freedom of speech. You don't have to like what I'm doing in some ways. And I'm not trying to make friends with everyone, obviously. I'm just saying, that's just how it is. Kenyon, all due respect to you as a person, I think you're a cool guy. You were in medical school. You're doing like interesting things with your life. I just think that, listen, some of my critiques could be helpful to you in some ways. It's not all just hating. Some of it is like, I feel like if you're more of a moderator, like Tony Reali in between the two of them, that would be better. In some ways, your energy comes off as more of a host instead of an analyst. And in some ways, maybe you should just be directing who's talking next and maybe adding little jokes in between instead of, because like when you go on your analytical stuff, it kind of turns the thing all upside down to me, in my head at least. Seriously. I mean, I'm not going to say that Beyond and Coach Roach don't know basketball, because they do. They do. And I think you do too. But I'm just saying, there's little tweaks you could do, and you shouldn't listen to me anyway. I'm probably the last person you should listen to. This guy who's been doing a YouTube channel for 3 years, every day straight, who's been practicing it every single day. Yeah, you shouldn't listen to me. No, you don't need to listen to me. All right, let's keep going. Stargate saying Basketball Rewind and Lex. This kind of discourse and discussion is not for a chat environment. We do this on this every day. It's like this. It's just like this. You know how I am. I'm not trying to hide anything from you guys. If I had this discussion with him privately, I'd probably talk about it publicly on here too. So it's like, well, do it here. He actually has a chance to speak up for himself here instead of me just giving my side of it. So in some ways, it's like this. Let's see. You guys need a face-to-face verbal debate. No one's pertaining the other typing. Listen once again. I think Kenyan's a nice guy. I think he's a good person. I want to respect him as a person, but I don't respect this channel. That's what I'm trying to discern here. And we're all free to do what we want in this point in life right now, still until fucking totalitarians fucking take over and shit. So if I wanted the right to do the things I'm doing the way I'm doing them, he should have the right to. And I'm not trying to like I guess I am trying to tell him how to do some things, but it's his right whether he wants to listen to me. It's all we got to suss this all out the right way. Let's see. Kenyon saying at Randolph, he has my contact info and has always been able to reach out. He chose not to. Don't like that. There's a lack of maturity here. I don't have your contact info. I could write comments in your thing, but I don't have your phone number. I don't have any of that stuff. I don't even think I have your email or anything. I'm not friends with you on Facebook. So no, there really isn't, other than me writing a comment on your channel is basically the only way I think I could get to it. You could say it's a lack of maturity. That doesn't bother me. Nobody's judging maturity or anything like that. You can say I'm immature. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. Stargate saying I'm just here trying to enjoy the chat like everyone else. I have the right to defend myself. Well, I just had a burning desire to go off on you. And obviously I wanted to do it no matter what, because I've slept on it for 2 weeks. I could have slept on it and say, oh, you're really mad at Basketball Rewind, Lex. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Well, I slept on it. I slept on it some more. And cooler heads didn't prevail. It's just the action that I've decided that I was going to do either way. So you can read it however you want. I didn't make a rash decision to do this. I thought this out, and I was waiting for you to come here. And I had every chance to say, whoa, should you do this or not? I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it just because I feel like this point needs to be made. And honestly, I'm not trying to personally attack you. I just hate the action of what you guys do to our front office. That is my main point right here. And well, I made an issue of it. You can think about it more. It's up to you what you do. You don't have to do anything that I say, you know. I was just saying, Smooth saying, Lex, Chicago, Philly are both down bad. I feel like it feels like a playing spot might be a default position. Well, all right. If they shut down Embiid, they're not going to win much more. And we could possibly catch the Sixers if Brandon joins us. The other thing is, you're right. Like New Jersey, not New Jersey, Brooklyn is around in between us there, and they're weak, and they've won a little bit more recently, but they're easy to get by. And you're right, Chicago is another one. It may naturally happen where we are in the play-in, and that may make a certain section of the Raptors fans really upset. That's why I'm saying, y'all don't decide this. Seriously, y'all need to let go of control and just let the team be what it's supposed to be. In some ways, I don't want our team to worry about trying to win because some of the fans are hating that we're winning. That's ridiculous. That doesn't even sound like sports to me. When I was a kid, this was never like this. There was just teams that were bad in the league and teams that were good. And there was none of this tank talk or any of this bullshit about draft picks. This is such a new phenomena. It's just come about in the last 10 years. This kind of bullshit was never so paramount and out in front of everything. Everybody just fell in the standings where they did by what they performed. And it wasn't about either being the very, very best or the very, very worst. You just naturally fell where you fell in the hierarchy of the standings. I just feel like this whole thing's manufactured and stupid. And it's a more recent development in recent years than an actual real thing. It's just a manufactured bullshit thing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Miami's struggling too. Now, it'll be interesting to see Wiggins and the additions of the people from the trade and how they add up for winning or losing for the Heat. That'll be very interesting. Yeah. Stargate saying at Basketball Rewind, yes, of course, you have the right to defend yourself. I never said you don't. I don't know where you got that idea. All I'm saying is it should be done verbally and not typing. They're not happy with me doing this, Kenyon, is what they're saying. They're saying I should have done this privately with you. And then maybe they're right. but I hadn't gotten a chance to talk to you until now. And in some ways, like I said, this channel is very wide open. I talk about everything, a lot of things in my life, a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't talk about. But this is just how this is. It's part of the allure for some people is that like this is a really no nonsense, no bullshit kind of place where anything can go and we can talk about anything. Like I'll talk about Israel for a half an hour on this channel. I'm not scared of doing that. I'll talk about the genocide and the very, very disgusting things that are going on in the Gaza Strip right now. Yeah, that's the thing. The things, the rules here are just we do what we do on the Raptor Street channel is what it is. That's right. That's right. Smooth saying, but you're right that the front office really wants those lottery balls. I'm not totally sure though. It's weird. They've shown some signs, like in Bobby's press conference with Brandon, there was a little bit of a tell on that. And I don't know. I don't know for sure. The only way we can tell is let's go game by game basis. On certain nights, it may look like the Rockets. On certain nights, it may look like the Sixers from last week. You know, some games it may look like, oh, we have a good chance to beat the Rockets right now, but somehow we pull punches and we end up losing somehow, some way. Kind of like some of the losses at the beginning of the season, honestly. Games that were very close and we're competing and we just cough it up at the very end. Or we go above and beyond and we win in Philadelphia against Nick Nurse and Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey and all them, like we did last week. So I say game to game basis, and whatever the outcome is, we just game it for whatever's the best for what we're doing. If we lose, well, that's great. More ping pong balls. If we win, that's a development win that's good for our young guys to learn more and more about how to win consistently. So we'll look at it both ways. There you go. Basketball Rewind saying he's still going at it. Well, I'm going to repeat what I say on the channel. He said, I don't want to be converted. This isn't a religion. Insulting me isn't moving me. I'm not trying to be a religion or anything. I'm just talking about how fans are for the team. Sure, there's cynical fans, there's negative fans, there's toxic fans, but there's also positive fans, loving fans, and trusting fans. And that's what we are here. In some ways, I'm not unreasonable. I don't think that Bobby and Messiah are above reproach. I will criticize them and I will talk about them in fair ways, not just blanketly saying and wishing for them to be out. And that's what y'all do on your channel. And that's the difference, Kenyon. That's it right there. And, you know, I'm not trying to convert you on nothing. I don't care what you do, bro. I don't care what anybody does on this channel. That's part of it. Like, I'm only an example of me as a Raptors fan and my passion for the team and how I do it. That's all. Some people find identity with me because they feel the same passion for the team. And that's why they like my channel. So this is a free country. I'm not trying to get 1 million subscriptions. So I don't care if anybody hates me. You got to remember that, Kenyon. This is not a normal YouTube channel that's kissing everybody's ass as an audience to shape it with graphics and doing all kinds of little tricks to make you get more clicks. No. That's not what Lex is doing. Lex has a very important mission statement. And that's why there's no ads on during my channel right now. Y'all could have been barraged with ads every couple minutes. Oh, ad break, ad break. I didn't turn them on because I'm not trying to make money off this channel and do bullshit like that. In some ways, that would be annoying if I was like you guys watching me and there was an ad every couple minutes and just the little bit of money I'd make and YouTube make off of me. Fuck that. So I'm not even going to turn on the ads because I'm like that. So Kenyon, this is not a normal YouTube channel. I don't have the same goals as everybody else. It has nothing to do with this or the subscription count. It has nothing to do with it. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Name was saying rewind. Masai was ranked second best executive in the league by his peers. What more do you want? The number one? Yeah, some would say he's even better than Sam Presti. Sam Presti's probably number one, and Bobby Webster, Masai number two. Yeah. Kenyon saying he could have messaged me if there's such an issue. I don't run my channel for him or for Masai. Well, obviously you don't run it for him, and I don't care if you run it for me. Just you want a feedback card. That's all I gave you. I just did it through my channel. That's all. It's you do whatever you want, Kenyon. I don't care. I gave you a second chance, and I watched your channel for the first time again for a couple weeks. But every single show I saw, you insulted somebody on the Raptors organization, and I was like, "Fuck these guys. These guys are pieces of shit." The way they talk about the Raptors, it's how you guys came off to me. So there you go. There you go. All right, let's see. Name was saying you sound like an idiot. Who, me? I don't care if I sound like an idiot. I sound like an idiot every day. I mean, I've got a puppet here with me. He's a beaver. How much of you think I care about looking like a fool or not? Hi, Justin. You're my son. Let's make out. little Valentine's makeout afterwards with my beaver son. Yeah, that's how much I don't give a shit what people think. He made out with a beaver puppet. What a deranged man. That's right. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. All right, let's see. Stargate saying a face-to-face verbal discussion and not chat room typing. This is the only thing in kind I wish Lex would try to upgrade. Yeah, I don't know how to do this, man. In some ways, I'm gonna be like probably leaving Facebook soon. I have to figure out how I'm gonna keep in touch with the Raptor Freak family like we do during the games. I think the Discord's gonna be revived, and we're gonna make a Raptor Freak Discord, and that will be where I do the stuff during the game because I'm gonna close down my Facebook account. I'm sick of this. Zuckerberg's with that bad side of things, and you can already tell that Facebook's compromised because your feed's changing, isn't it? Go pay attention to your feed. There's a lot more inaccuracies and misinformation being shoveled to you on your thing. It's all part of the fucking crazy ass thing that's going on right now. So Facebook's compromised just like Twitter was when Elon bought it. And I'm leaving Facebook very soon. I've made that decision. I'm going to give it up. I'm going to throw it out. And I'll tell everybody who's there already in our Facebook group where we're going as far as if you want to come with me. And if you want to be there with me still, because that's just kind of how it is. Kenyan's saying, I don't trust him except at the draft. That is my opinion. You can have yours. Well, I don't know why. I mean, the whole thing about the Pascal trade last year, I get it. And I was a little worried too, because when I saw the return for Siakam, I was not impressed either. But I was like, listen, this isn't the full deal because obviously Bruce Brown's going to have to be moved still. And I wasn't willing to just indict them for a bad trade right then. And well, holding off on it and getting to the point where they flip Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk into Brandon Ingram shows that I was exactly right to withhold judgment on the Siakam trade. I don't know where you're not trusting him because what did he do last summer too with Jalen McDaniels, Kenyon? That trade was masterful too. And honestly, the Kawhi trade is one of the greatest trades in the world. So you can say, oh, I trust him in the draft. Why don't you trust him in trades too? Rudy Gay, Andrea Bargnani, Marc Gasol. I mean, how much more evidence do you need, Kenyon? Seriously, I feel like you have a bias against him for some reason. I don't understand why. The guy's a very likable guy, and he does a good job at his job. Rudy Gay trade, Jalen McDaniels trade. Did you see what he did with Vinchenkov? Come on, man. What is not to like about what they're doing? And Bobby Webster's got us in the salary cap just below the luxury tax right now, just cruising with the most flexible position. And he managed to fit in Brandon Ingram, IQ, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, all under that. Dude, they're masters. And you are kidding yourself if you're not looking at the truth on what's going on here. The fact that you can't trust them, man. You know, that's what I'll say right there. Yeah, Name is saying, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And Basketball Rewind shrug. It's my opinion. You can have a different one, and that's fine. Well, I made my argument right there, and I'll stand on it. You give me evidence why you don't trust them otherwise. Like I just gave you evidence why you should. It's up to you, man. And you're right. It's your opinion. You can think whatever you want. I'm just trying to, put my part out there too. And that's all. Name is saying your opinion is not based on reality, though. There you go. Okay, thanks. Yeah, and I will agree with Nameless because in some ways you're not looking at the reality of the moves that they've done. How can you not see the gamble that Kawhi Leonard for DeMar DeRozan was and how that paid off with a championship? How can you not see that he analyzed and saw that maybe we need to flip Jonas and a couple players for Marc Gasol to really, really get there? How can you not see how he kicked off this whole era of great Raptors by trading Rudy Gay to Sacramento for 4 role players who were absolutely perfect to add to our team? I don't know. The track record's there, Kenyon. It's just whether you choose to want to look at it or not. It's up to you, bro. It's up to you. There you go. All right. I'm not going to read all the stuff between the two of you guys back and forth because that's not nice. Let's see. Well, you're on the Raptor Freak channel. You're not on Basketball Rewind. And in some ways, in this habitat, this is how we are. We respect front office. And you can disrespect the front office in other places and come in here. Well, I'll bring it up. I mean, that's what I'll do. I do this to anybody who's against the Raptors. It doesn't matter who it is. I go up against Michael Grange on the regular for this kind of stuff. Doug Smith says some stupid ass comment or question in the press conference. I go at him for it too. So it's just how it is. In some ways, you're media. And if media is detracting or negative or toxic for the Raptors, I will attack. That's how I go. That's my action right there. There you go. And he's saying, now you're saying motherfuckers. So yeah, you don't know what else to say, but have a blessed day. Yeah, I apologize for cussing. I'm a passionate person. I have no filter. I'm autistic and I talk in a certain way in certain times. And I'll stand by it. You're not going to shame me for that. I say that sometimes the people that cuss are the most truthful people out there. So it's whatever. I apologize if you took offense from me calling you an MFer. I apologize for that. I'll come back around in a cooler head and say, all right, maybe it wasn't right for me to name call. But I have no filter. And sometimes I say things passionately, like a Friday freakout, and it'll slip out. I apologize. I shouldn't have name called. You're right. You're right. Nameless to saying you're living in a fantasy world. I don't want to go that far. Kenyon has his own world in life and his perspective, and that's valid for him. And it's valid for me and mine and whatever. Everybody has their own perspectives. The one thing I will say is I'll agree to disagree with him, but I'm going to say, like Jack Armstrong, get that garbage out of here. And in some ways, I know you know not to come in here and diss the front office because you know that it wouldn't go over well here. But I guess when I go into your house, I should understand that you will. And I have to accept it or just leave your house. And that's what I did. I saw it and I was like, man, this place ain't for me. Listen to how they're disrespecting our team and our leaders on our team. These guys aren't really for the team, they're haters and they're negative towards the Raptors for no reason. There's not even a reason for y'all to be negative towards them. You just are. And that's the problem I have with you guys. That's it right there. Yeah, Stargate saying, I like Lex's platform. However, I think he has reached the stage where him just talking to people at typing has run its course. I think it's reached the stage where he should now allow, and I know what he's going to say, for verbal interactions and not just typing chats. Well, we tried with the phones, and the phones have gone over to a relatively good extent. I mean, I'm kind of open to this channel changing over time and being a couple of boxes more than me, like Kenyon show or To the Point, where where they set up and maybe there's me and somebody else or two other people and we have a roundtable discussion. It could get to that point. Some of this is limited by my technical knowledge. I don't have a producer. I'm doing this very bare bones, just myself. And getting a Skype and Zoom or whatever set up is kind of over my technical ability, honestly. I'm kind of scraping the top of it already with what I'm able to do because I'm older. I'm not very technologically advanced like younger people. I didn't have a cell phone until I was 25. And in some ways, I'm part of the old generation that is not with the latest stuff and not very good at navigating it. I think you got a great idea, Stargate, and I want to do it. I would love to have different ones of you guys hooked up with me on certain days where we could have this round table. I'm totally for it. It's just we've got to figure out how we can do it with my capabilities technically and also easily, because some of the thing is doing this channel every day, it has to be a somewhat easy workload to be able to keep up the very, very demanding schedule that I do. And if it's going to take a lot of technical setup every single morning, I'm not going to be into it because right now I can get up, I can do 20 minutes of prep, and I can be ready to do the stream getting up at 9 a.m. And in some ways, I'm trying to do a lot of things at different times with this channel. But any help, if there's somebody like I've thought about talking to Brian's producer for To the Point and working on my channel in certain ways. And maybe there is a way that I could get Arturis to work with me. And I might even pay him a little bit to do it. That's crazy. I don't make any money, but I'll pay people to help me with the channel. Well, I don't care about it. In some ways, if it makes the channel better for you guys and we're able to do what Stargate's talking about, it may be worth me paying him a little bit to do it. But we'll see. We'll see. I have to figure this out, Stargate. I think this is a great idea, and I do want to do it eventually. It may have to do with how easy it is for me to set up. So Kenyon saying, I will not be intimidated into feeling a certain way, and I will not be responding in kind. That's perfectly fine. I don't want us to feel like we're bullying on you. In some ways, some of them are going to come with me and be in the same position and opinion. This is specifically me, like how I feel about your channel. Some of them may feel the same way, though. I wish I liked it more. But in some ways, you're not understanding your audience, Kenyon, is what I'm saying. Who are you target audience? Is it general NBA fan? Is it Raptors haters? Because you could get a really good audience from people who hate the Raptors if that's what you're trying to get. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you just advertise it? We're a Raptors hater channel, and everybody that hates the Raptors in the States and other places, maybe hockey fans up here, maybe you'll get a good following if you just overtly advertise as that's what you guys are. I mean, I'm trying to help more than I'm trying to hurt in some ways, man. Let's see. Thanks, Nameless. Appreciate it. I don't know what he said, but it's all good. Stargate saying for verbal interactions. Oh, yeah, I read that. What have I done that is wrong here? I don't feel like Kenyon's done anything wrong here. He did wrong things in the other place. And that's why I'm calling him out. And that's all it is. That's all it is right there. In some ways, I want you to know, Kenyon, I do really like you as a person. I don't want you to think that I hate you. I don't. I just don't like what you say on your channel sometimes. That's it right there. That's it right there. All right, hang on. Where are we? This is going to go a little crazy. If there's a lot of back and forth with Nameless and Basketball Rewind, I might skip some of it because I do see that we've gotten really into the subject today. Let's see. Basketball Rewind saying alluding means you are making an assumption. You called yourself the Fox News to me personally when we spoke over a call. Don't lie now. I didn't say I was the Fox News. I said as an example, Fox News uses propaganda. I'm not saying I'm the Fox News because that's a bad connotation. I was just using it as an example for spin, that everybody has spin now and you can spin whatever anyway. And I am a spin machine here, but I'm a spin machine for positive, for humanity, for democracy, for equality, for trans rights, for woke, for DEI. I'm all that kind of stuff. I'm a spin for those issues and those things, and for positive Raptors things happening in the future. So I mean, you can put that label on me if you thought in your head, oh, he's the Fox News of Raptors channels. That's not a really good like description of what my channel is. Let's just put it that way. I may use that example when we were talking that one time. I was saying, because I think we were talking in general about like how creators are like spin, and a lot of it is just like, you can make reality however you want to spin it, you know. And I think that's what the example was. But when I said that, I guess you just took it as, oh, I'm the Fox News of Raptors channels. No, I think we could do a poll and these guys would be like, no, this guy's nothing like Fox News. First of all, I have a really high uh, 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 regard for being factual. And that's very different than Fox News. I mean, I may be spinning for the Raptors, but I make sure that most of the things I'm saying is very truthful and correct. That's the difference. I'm not trying to spread lies. I'm not trying to spread confusion. Some of it is like thinking about it and kind of sussing it out in my head logically. But most of the time, I'm reporting just facts and just saying what's going on. And that's a difference from Fox News. I would say that. Randall say, Lex, knowing you as much as I do on your channel, you wear your heart on your sleeve and it's passionate about our beloved Raptors. I hope you two can work things out, reach out to each other. Well, I want to say this. I'm not mad at Kenyon. I'm cool with him. There's nothing changed in anything. I got my rant over and done with. I said what I had to say. It's off my chest. And we don't have to go anywhere from here. If he wants to continue to be here, that's fine. I'm probably not going to check out his channel. Now, if Kenyon came in here in like a week or so and said, hey, I kind of listened to what you said. I want you to come back and try my channel again and see if it's more like something you would enjoy. I would do that. I would do that. But, it's a free country. We all have the ability to do what we want. Kenyon can do what he wants. I can do what I want. His channel, my channel, him being here, me being there. It's all free country. And that's the thing that matters on this. Yeah. Kenyon saying, I told you I didn't want to do a show with you. No, I rejected you. I said, I can't do a show with you, man. You're impossible to work with. You can remember it how you want to. In fact, at that time, Brian was warning me about working with you. He was saying, yeah, he's tough to work with and stuff like that. And I found that when I started to work things out with you, you're very controlling about everything and you had to have it a certain way. And I was like, I can't work with somebody like this. In some ways, it is what it is, Kenyon. You can remember it how you want to, but no, I told you I didn't want to work with you. That's what happened. Let's keep going. Stargate saying, I like your channel, Basketball Rewind. I like Coach Roach, but beyond is very disrespectful and is a novice, prattle talking charlatan. Woo-hoo. See, I'm telling you, there you go. There you go. That's Beyond's opinion. Okay, that's fair. Kareem saying at Basketball Rewind, why do you care so much about what other opinions are? I tapped into your channel for a few times, and Lex is right. Coach Roach is the only level-headed one. And they're not even saying this because of me. They went and saw for themselves. And honestly, I didn't have any bad opinions about you in some ways. Some of them told me, yeah, Coach Roach Beyond hates the Raptors is what they said. And I was like, oh, really? I don't even know Beyond. Because remember, I did To the Point with Beyond this year. And I didn't even know he was a hater, really. I was like, Beyond seems cool. It's like being on the show with him was a joy. And I enjoyed doing To the Point with him. But then afterwards, everybody in the Raptor Freak came to me and said, "Oh, Beyond, he's like this and this about the Raptors in the front office." And I was like, "Oh shit, is that true?" And then I went and investigated. He was like, "Oh crap, it is kind of right from that." And that's kind of where I got to with that. So it's not just me, Kenyon. I can have my opinion. There's other people that are echoing the same thing I'm saying. Is what I'm saying. So let's see. Kenyon saying, "I don't care what other opinions are. I do care that Lex is publicly being rude towards me." Well, how public am I really, Kenyon? Seriously, how public am I really? Seriously. And as you get older, you won't care what other people think. And maybe that you're still. I know you're older than I think you are. Maybe you're not. I don't know. I don't know exactly how old you are. You'll get to a certain age where you'll be like me. You won't care. You just won't care at a certain point. Right now, you still care to a certain point, and that's fine. It's fine. Listen, I like you, man. Once again, I'm trying to be positive force for you to get more positive side in Raptors world. That's all I'm trying to be. Encourage you, even if this friction and this little bit of uncomfortableness today, if it opens your mind to maybe I am being a little too harsh on Masai and Bobby, and maybe you kind of like start saying some positive things about them every once in a while on your channel and not just always dumping on them, I'll have done a good thing right now. Even if you just thought about it, even if you don't do it, I'll be happy because I said what I had to say. I got it off my chest, and I have no problem with what I did today. Some of the people in here may be uncomfortable with it, but I don't. In fact, I feel better now that I got that off my chest, and I told you how I feel. So that's part of it right there. Name is saying, because I make a mistake, they're shit. They're shit. Okay, rewind. Let's not make the stream about you and your shit takes. Okay. Stargate saying Beyond definitely says things that are out of pocket and should be checked. Example, you can't go around calling Masai and Bobby clowns and boneheads consistently the way he does. Yeah, fuck that motherfucker. Talking shit about our front office. How dare you say that about Bobby Webster, a great GM that does a great, fantastic job. Exactly. That's what I'm saying here. Raptors fans are listening, Basketball Rewind. This is your wake-up call today, bro. This is your wake-up call. You can listen to us if you want. If you don't, well, you go ahead and stay where you're at then. You go ahead. You go ahead. Name is saying, if you can't see the value of Masai, what makes you think anybody would listen to another word you have to say? I can't disagree with Nameless here. In fact, I'm going to give him a dunk. He's gone a little hard on you, but at this point, what he said just now is absolutely the truth. How can we take you guys for having any credibility if you guys are going to so blindly diss this front office that obviously is doing a fantastic job? So 4 dunks for Nameless. He's at 12 points for the year on that one. I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that. Let's see. Stargate saying it's very obvious Beyond has a personal gripe, and it's not coming from basketball perspective with his sentiments. I completely agree with that also. I wish Coach Roach would stand up to those guys and say, guys, you guys aren't being fair to the front office, and just lay out some of the stuff we're saying right now. Seriously, that show would be better. You could even get together with them in a production meeting, Kenyon, and say, all right, Beyond, be Beyond, but Coach Roach, be more like Raptors Freak. Be a little bit more like Raptors Freak on the channel and be very positive for the Raptors no matter what, and stand up to him. Even if y'all manufacture this and make this, it'd make your show way more interesting. Instead of just all agreeing together, who the fuck watches Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon to hear them agree with each other? Who the fuck listens to Around the Horn to hear all them agree with each other? So yeah, maybe you should have some difference of opinion on your show, Kenyon, and have one pro Raptors person instead of all 3 of y'all being anti-Raptors. How about that? How about that? I think that's a very helpful tidbit of information to workshop your channel. Seriously, you might actually do better because I just said that to you. Seriously. That's what I'm saying. Nameless says he idolizes Masai like a god. He is not human. He's a deity. That's his right. If he wants to do that, it's a free country. All right. Kenyon's saying, if you want my thoughts, then ask me privately, but I don't hate him. I may not have full trust, but I don't hate. And by the way, I'm still here, even though through all the insults. Well, I appreciate that. You're a man. I appreciate that. And honestly, like I said, some of this seems very aggressive and negative, but this is coming with love towards you in some ways, deep down inside. I want you to know that. This may seem very negative and abrasive towards you, but my intentions deep down inside about what I'm doing right here is fully out of love for you, Kenyon. Just so you know, it may not seem like it. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. But if it makes you feel big, have at it. I don't feel big about this. I know I'm small time potatoes, but I do my show. I just do my show. And this is what it is in some ways. It is. Trevor saying Adam Silver and the Warriors bring a physical AI to NBA 2025 All Stars Technology Summit. There was some sort of thing where they did like entrepreneurs coming in and they were like doing a Shark Tank where they promoted their ideas and then they gave $150,000 to the winner. They proposed the best idea. So there was something like that going on. Is that what you're talking about, Trevor? I think that's it. Stargate saying basketball rewind. Please don't use the that's his opinion excuse. Not at all. Opinions are okay to be said and not checked. That's the thing. That's part of what's problem right now is people need fact checking, especially the United States government right now. Some of the shit they're putting out about waste in the government that they're cutting is absolute malarkey. Absolute malarkey. It's a witch hunt for all the people that tried to take down Elon Musk with all the criminal things he's done and Trump has done, and they're punishing. They're coming after the people that try to get them and arrest them before, and they're closing down all those agencies. But this is like the Consumer Fraud Bureau is in charge of making sure that corporations do not subjugate the masses to unfair charges and tax percentages or fees, all this kind of stuff. It's an oversight. And well, these are a list of government agencies that were in the way of Elon making his trillions and billions of dollars as much, and they've come and revenged on them and destroyed them. And these were for the public to safeguard us from credit card scamming by the credit card companies and stuff like that. So it's going to be really crazy for everyday people in the United States because all the safeguards are out. When the banks failed in the economic crisis years ago, the Canadian banks were fine because we had good regulations up here and we know how to keep our system healthy in the middle of the economic crisis. The States, they had all kinds of foolish shit going on that it got really worse down there. There's a reason why there's regulations and watchdogs to look out for consumer protections. Well, they're going to get rid of all that so that the fox can be in the hen house eating all the chickens while we're outside and they're dead. So this is scary. This is very, very scary. So fact checking is more important now than ever, especially when the press is under attack by the White House. If they don't say what he wants them to say, he will try and sue them at this point. He sued CBS for really innocuous, stupid shit. And this is dangerous time. So fact checking does matter. Fact checking does matter. Yeah, that's it right there. So yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. Nameless saying he makes millions and millions to perform a job, and you don't trust him. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's paid really well. Now, I know Kenyon may start saying stuff like this on his channel. I'm going to put words in his mouth. This is going to infuriate him. I'll bet Keith Pelley will fire Masai because he gets paid too much, and Rogers doesn't want to pay that executive so much. So that's why Keith Pelley's going to fire Masai at some point. Why would you even say that? Why would you even talk that into existence? Masai gets paid what he gets paid. He's under a certain contract. It is up to Keith Pelley and Rogers whether he's worth that contract. But the returns of what he's doing right now, in some ways, Masai can't be like Washington or Charlotte or Detroit and wait on a rebuild because he needs to get results now. Because in some ways, it's right. MLSE has changed and Keith Pelley's in charge and Rogers is the primary owner. He has to prove his worth with results. Well, getting Brandon Ingram and turning a rebuild period into a shorter period of time to compete is a good way to show your new boss, Keith Pelley, that you are very good at your job and you're valuable. So, yeah, you can portray whatever you want to portray on Basketball Rewind. I'm trying to write sunny skies ahead and not dark clouds is what I'm saying. There you go. He's saying, why would you want to come on a show you hate? Why would I want to come on a show you hate? Which show are you talking about? I'm confused. I don't know why. I would only come there if you kind of changed and cleaned up your act and maybe took some of my suggestions. Maybe I come back and revisit it. But yeah, I don't know why I came back and watched your channel. You didn't change at all in the time I stopped watching it until now. I subscribed. I watched for like 2 weeks. I gave you all the Kelly Olynyk corpse jokes, which was absolutely in poor taste and absolutely stupid because after you guys said that shit, Kelly went out and had a badass game and was very productive for the Raptors. Like, why would you diss Kelly? Kelly plays for Team Canada. He's had a long career. You guys, because he's older and is the end of his career, that's immaturity right there. Just because a player's old doesn't mean he's a corpse. And that was just really insulting, Kenyon. Seriously, I was pissed just from that episode. I'll give you another chance. And then you turn around and you start dissing our front office. So I would say, yeah, why would I watch your show? Because I hate it. Seriously. Seriously. Let's see. Glad to hear you're doing well, Nameless. There you go. Andrew saying, I don't understand how people can look around the league and see how poorly some franchises are operated and not realize how good Masai is at his job. Exactly. Andrew, dunk for you. Dunk for you. You can go look at Charlotte. You can go look at Washington. Holy crap. Andrew, this is your first dunk of the year. I know you've been away a bit because you've been busier since the year started, but you got your first dunk of the year. 3 points for you, Andrew, right there. Yeah, exactly. Right there. Andrew just spitting facts right there. Trevor's saying starting next season, some NBA games will be playing in Manchester, England. Interesting. Very interesting. That's a little non sequitur right now. Cool Cat saying one of these days, Lex and Basketball Rewind should have a session. One debate fandom, one debate critical analysis. Let the audience crack up for both sides. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm always open to possibly participating in things with people that do not have the same opinions as me. Of course, I'm always open to doing that. It's just in some ways, the opportunities haven't really come all that often. I mean, I've been on Confederacy of Dunks a few times with people that I've argued with. I used to argue with Skip when he was the regular host with King on Skip and King to the Point. Yeah, I argue the hell out of Skip on a forum on that show. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of people want me to go do it with Robert. And that would be kind of fun. But the funny thing is, in some ways, when I don't hear about Robert dissing people like Fred or Dennis or Pascal, I line up with him on a lot of things and the same stuff. Like he has the same opinion about sports gambling that I do. And I respect that, Pensair, that you're anti-sports gambling. And I'm also respecting some of your opinions on some of the stuff. In some ways, you're not totally a negative guy towards the Raptors. So, I see, look, that's changed. In some ways, he who shall not be named, the biggest enemy of my channel, I can see where he's had opinions recently that I can totally agree with and be on the same page with him. So that says something right there, right? That says something right there. Stargate saying Basketball Rewind. Maybe you should have Lex and Chev on your show with Beyond and Coach to have a bit more balance, if only just once a month or so. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Chev doesn't even know we exist, right? I love NBA Chev. He's like me, man. He's a bird of my feather. That's right. Cool guy saying, Lex, you crack up. You slept in for 2 weeks. Your Raptors fandom spirit held out long. Lex, leave it alone. It's critical analysis. What is it saying? You cracked up. You slept in it for 2 weeks. Yeah, I did. I thought about whether I should be harsh on Kenyon or not. And I was thinking about when he shows up, I'll just go with how I feel. And yeah, I felt like this towards that channel for a while. And I'm like, yeah, I need to unload on him. I just do. I'm sorry. In some ways, this is my way of checking what he's doing on his channel. If he hadn't heard anybody do this, well, you did today. And that's it. That's it. I've said my piece. I won't do it again. I won't watch his channel again to give him another critique. I'll just go ahead and let him do what he's going to do. He's welcome to come here. And I won't bring it up anymore. I'll ask. Maybe some of you guys will come in and say, yeah, Coach Roach and Beyond, they were at it again. And Beyond was absolutely trashing Masai on his channel again. And they may come and tell me, but I won't go look at it myself. It may be one of the Raptor freaks that does. So it's kind of like that. I know, Cool Cat, that you love that channel. You're a supporter of that channel too. And I'm not upset about that. You can support everybody, and you should. You should. You get your entertainment from where, and I understand what you're saying. And in some ways, I may be not totally fair to Basketball Rewind right now. But you know what? I don't feel like they're being very fair to Masai. And that's why I'll do it that. How does that feel, huh? Kenyon, you don't think I'm being fair to you? Well, how fair are you being to Ujiri is what I'll say right now. Yeah, Fiercely saying, sign off today's chat. Not really pleasant. Well, love, fam. Heading into my daughter's game. She has 2 to game. Well, I apologize for that, MJ. I'm really in a good mood, honestly. I'm not in a bad mood or anything. And I'm not upset or anything. I'm just being a matter of fact in what I'm doing. Maybe this topic has been overdrawn out is what it is. Maybe it was just a real quick one. But this is how we do it in this chat. It is how it is. Stargate saying, yes, Cool Cat. That's what I was alluding to. In some ways, Lex's channel could be more verbally interactive now. I think typing limits what one is able to express. Thus, sentiments get misinterpreted. Yeah. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you guys, and I am very open to trying to make this happen. I think the next stage is to get more Thursday think tanks with the phone involved in the summer, when I start doing that format again in the summer, then who knows? Maybe I can get Kenyon, if he's still around the channel, to come and call me, and we could do it that way at that point. But I think this will be done for now. As far as, I'm not going to harp on this going forward. I've said what I have to say about my opinion about that channel, and I don't feel like I need to say anything else at this point. Name is saying this channel is strictly meat and potato. Meat and potato. That's right. And Cream saying, "Oh my God, Lex just violated Justin Bieber. Expect a lawsuit in like 15 years." I just try to show how crazy I am, and I don't really care. And Kenyon saying, "You can critique me, no need for swearing at me, and carry on like a child. I don't ask you to kiss my rear end. I just give respect and expect it back." You know what? You're being the bigger man. And you know what? That's fine. You can be holier than thou on this. I'm perfectly fine being the little shit in this. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. I only can be Lex, and I'm not perfect. I am immature, and I am not totally like refined for society's refined ways. And that's just how I am. I'm sorry. Take it or leave it. And I'm not going to apologize for myself, because honestly, I'm just who I am. And I'm not everybody's boat. You know, some people don't like me, and that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. He's saying, and you know, I'm not doing this for money either. So bringing that up is silly. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why people do YouTube channels. They all have different reasons. I commend you if that's not the main reason. What is the reason then? Is it just to diss Messiah over and over again? Are you trying to give basketball knowledge to people? Give me your mission statement, because it's not totally clear to me. That's part of what I'm trying to say. I have a very clear mission statement. I'm for the Raptors. I'm trying to be a fan channel for the Raptors that's trying to paint a positive, beautiful picture for our franchise going forward. And that's why I do what I do on this channel. And I'm a little pit bull against people that are negative towards the Raptors. That's part of my action. And well, you guys are in that category right now. And that's why I come after you with teeth out. Yeah, that's why. That's exactly why right there. Yeah. Yeah, I am on Blue Sky. I don't know if they have a format for doing things on Blue Sky with what we want to do, but I am on there already. You can look up Raptors Freak and you'll find me there. I'm thinking we're going to go Discord though, because in some ways we need a messaging system where we can talk back and forth all the time. But yeah, I'm going to leave Facebook. I've made the decision. It's a really bad place right now. Really, really bad place. Kareem saying, chat cut off. Basketball Rewind is in his feelings. Let's just regroup tomorrow or something. Yeah, I don't want to. I know you feel personally attacked, rightfully so, because I did personally attack you, but I feel like it was necessary, and that's all. In some ways, I don't feel bad about it. Kenyon, I want you to know once again, I do this out of, in some ways, love, seriously, on a deeper level than just the surface abrasiveness that I'm giving you. Some ways, in some ways, I could be like, I don't care. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to disregard and ignore Basketball Rewind for the rest of my life. And I could have done that, you know, but I didn't. I didn't. So it is what it is. He's saying, you want me to have your opinion? Sorry, I know Americans tend to think like that, where they're trying to impose their will on others. Kareem Thomas, I'm just merely responding. No, you don't have to have my opinion exactly. I just want a fair and balanced show on your show. That's all. I've told you exactly what I want. I want a person on your show to be a little bit more a different opinion. In some ways, y'all all have the same opinion over there. You know, there's very often in this channel, we have people that don't agree with me on this channel, the people that are here with us right now. And we do have critical arguments where we talk about it mostly in an adult way. But yeah, we allow for difference of opinion here. It may not seem like it, Kenyon, but we do. And I'm not telling you to think exactly like me. I'm just saying, I just don't like the way you're not fair to our front office. This is my biggest gripe about your channel. And honestly, like I said, calling Kelly Olynyk a corpse, that's fucked up, man. Why would you do that? He's a Canadian. He's been playing for our team for a long time, and he just went to the Olympics. He's a Canadian Olympian, and you're calling him a corpse. Like, that's just such poor taste, man. Seriously, you don't see from the outside looking in on your channel how you guys just look like cackling little jerks when you did that? And you all doubled down on it. You're all calling him a corpse. It wasn't just one of y'all. You repeatedly said it. So I'm just saying, man. And it's all right. I don't have to come to a nice little tight bow and fixing everything. I'm perfectly fine with everything being exactly how they are going to be, whatever they're going to be. Is Kareem saying Beyond made Basketball Rewind hate our front office? Come back, Kenyon. Don't let others' opinions shape your thoughts. See, there you go. He's saying the same thing. It's like, don't let Beyond be such an influence that you and Coach Roach are making all your opinions echo with him. I mean, seriously, I don't want you to be exactly like me. My channel is my channel. I don't want you to be my channel. Cut off. Thank you. Classic card. We're going to do this really quick. David Saborin's here, and he's saying, what's up, motherfuckers? He loves cussing. We ain't seen David in here for so long. What is this? The trivia commissioner's back, y'all. I love David Saborin. David Saborin is a friend of mine, and he's back, and he's saying, what's up, motherfuckers? Oh my gosh. It's just saying it started snowing here. How about you, Lex? No snow here yet. I can tell you here out near Lake Simcoe at noon, there is no snow yet in the air here yet. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Stargate saying, hang on. We're going to draw this all out. We'll finish it up. Basketball Rewind, you being silly now, man. Just stop being all negative all the time. You guys are way too overwhelmingly negative about the Raptors. It seems personal and not about basketball. That's how you come off. And it's not just me. Stargate sees it. Other people that watch my channel and other Raptors fans have said the same thing, man. Kenyon saying, Freak, you're trying to bully me. And if you have a personal opinion, voice it to me personally. I'm not here to be a Raptor hater channel. You can do whatever you want with your channel. You lost me as an audience. I don't know. If you came back and you said, hey, listen, we're trying to have a more fair and balanced opinions on the Raptors. Could you come back and see what we're doing? I would do that. But otherwise, I'm not going to revisit you guys. I've tried you guys twice now, and both times I've been very turned off by what y'all do on your channel. And that's just how it is. I mean, different slices for different people. Some people like apples, some people like oranges. And some people may very enjoy your very negative towards Masai and Bobby channel, but I don't. And I don't know what your target audience is. If your target audience is you want more Raptors fans, well, you may want to calibrate how you're doing things a little differently. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to help on the down low, honestly. David's saying the Raptors are fucking awesome, and so is the head office. Anyone who thinks otherwise is just wrong. Simply as that, nothing to fight about. People are entitled to their own opinions, regardless of how stupid they are. All right, David, you want a dunk? We're going to give you a dunk. I mean, you know, in some ways, he's right. He's right on all of it. Exactly right. They are a badass team. I love this team. I'm passionate about the 30 years of Raptors history, and I'm passionate about my franchise and my front office. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Basketball Rewind said, you called yourself Fox News. Your words, not me. Well, if I did and that, you may have misread it. I would say, like, if I said it exactly like that, my interpretation of what I was saying is it's like everything's a spin machine now. And that's all I was saying. It's fine. I'm not going to argue with this. If I said to you, oh, yeah, it's like Fox News, I think it's like how I said it. Either way, it doesn't matter. But either way, you're not going to put that label on me. I'm not the Fox News of Raptors channels. I am somebody who puts spin and uses stuff of some of the techniques they may use on that channel, but I'm using it for positive and good. And that's the difference instead of evil and very, very misinforming the public. I'm trying to inform the public. That's a different action. I'm trying to tell people the refs in the morning. I'm trying to handicap the game and figure out who has the best chance to win. I'm using my basketball knowledge accrued over 50 years of living to help analyze things. And that's what I do on this channel. I'm not trying to build up lies and stuff like that. I'll use the facts that support the things I believe, like the Masai and Bobby are awesome. Like I gave a whole slew of those reasons why on this channel already today. So, I mean, we can look at it all different ways. You can slice it. You can try and make it cloudy or whatever. But I'm not like Fox News. I may use some of their techniques, is what I was trying to say to you on the phone that day. Is what I was trying to say. Yeah. He's saying, you said verbatim, I see myself like the Fox News of the Raptors in a positive way. Then you got to bring the whole thing out, man. Yeah. He's saying he's not mad, but I will be rude and I'm not mad, but I will be rude and swear and carry on. I'm not mad. You don't want to see me mad, Kenyon. This is just me. I'm an edgy person. I'm not a normal Canadian. You got to understand that. I grew up in MAGA world down in Florida, and you can call me an American and say it's a slur and all that stuff. That's fine. That's fair to a degree. But I'm not a normal Canadian that turns the other cheek and is very polite. I'm an asshole. Yeah, let's just put it that way. Dennis Leary sang about, I'm an asshole. Leo, 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 Leo. Well, I am, and I'm an asshole. And I'm perfectly fine with that at my age. Maybe when I was younger, I was like, no, I'm not an asshole and try to fight it. No, it's fine. The label is fine. And you can say that. You can say that. No, an asshole can cuss and say stuff like this and still not be mad. You can see me mad. It's a whole different thing. Trust me. I'm in a good mood, honestly, right now. I really am. Basketball Rewind saying, you did listen. I'm looking at the messages right now. Okay, you messaged me after saying that you didn't, but you lie about the conversation. I don't know. Kenyon, you can bring up little semantics about that conversation. I remember telling Brian around that time, I'm not going to work with Kenyon. He's too difficult to work with. And that's all I remember. You can say you rejected me first, but I don't care. Either way, I had decided I wasn't going to work with you. And some of this is just stupid anyway. Like, who cares about this? Let's talk about moving forward. That conversation, you want to point to Fox News and who canceled the work that we were going to do together. Who did first? I don't care. It doesn't matter at this point. I do know that I had decided myself that I didn't want to work with you. And I don't remember you telling me that before, but it doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares? Kareem saying, I agree with David. The biggest reason why we have all these pop-up Raptors channels is the success of Masai and Bobby. Yeah, that's probably true. So we as a Raptors fans or the analysts should be grateful. Yeah, especially if you're somebody who's actually making money off of it. Like if you're a channel like, I don't know, Luca or Pensair, those guys are making any bucks off of it. They should be very nice to Masai and Bobby. I agree with that. Yeah, yes, sir. Adapt. There you go. Stargate saying, Basketball Rewind, you're being a bit of a beta right now, man. Take the criticism like a man and move on. Lex is not the only one who thinks of your channel this way. Yeah. He's saying you should rename this Basketball Rewind, freak. I don't know why I would do that. Either way, we get stuck on subjects sometimes. Like we did a stream earlier this week where Mike was drunk and I didn't know it, and he argued till he's blue in the face about protecting his family. And we did like an extra 2 hours, and it was totally focused on him and what he was arguing with me, and it was all politics, and it really wasn't about like what we wanted to. We're kind of in overtime, and when we do this, we'll get into politics and we'll get off the main meat of what I do, which is reacting to All-Star Friday Night last night, which I did already and got done on the stream. What happens later is free for all. And if it's a little bit of talking about Basketball Rewind channel, that's fine. We'll do it today. David saying, haha, dunk for Rewind. Laugh out loud. Yeah, well, we're workshopping his channel today, whether he likes it or not. That's what we're doing. And I'm not giving him a dunk, David. No, we're not doing that. You guys can't call out dunks this year, by the way. I will do them if I feel like they're necessary, but I don't think this one is. Trevor's saying, I have subscribed to Basketball Rewind. Once I heard what they have to say, I delete. There you go. Trevor went and looked at it. He listened to them, and then he unsubscribed almost immediately. There you go. Randolph saying, Basketball Rewind, the back and forth is not helping. You and Lex just need to talk privately. We respect you both. No need to assassinate each other's character. You are both proving needed content. Yeah, I'm not trying to assassinate his character. I'm just trying to help him. I think that Kenyon as a person is an awesome person. I just feel like his basketball opinions on Masai Ujiri are wrong. And that's what I was saying. That's the only thing I've been standing on. And I love Masai to the point where I will fight for his honor, because I understand there's a lot of media voices out there that may be negative in the way towards the front office. And God forbid, any kind of inertia, momentum builds up that gets them out because of just channels like Kenyon's or people like Michael Grange or Josh Lewenberg. That's why I fight against it. It's like, no, you do not talk about my president of my team like this, because there's a very real threat that they could lose their jobs at some point. And adding to the noise of why they should lose their jobs, fuck you, Kenyon. That's why I say that to you. It's because I never want to see Masai leave. And if you're part of the force that's pushing him out, that's why I hate that. See, that's why I hate that. Do you get what I'm saying now, Basketball Rewind? Can you see it from my perspective? I just hate the action. It's not you as a person. I hate the action of what you're doing. And that's what it is. Kareem saying the difference between fan and critical analysis is that fans are fans. We love our team, and most YouTube analysis are frauds and trying to be something they are not. There's professional basketball people, and there are fans, and there's people such as Basketball Rewind who are casually stuck in between. Yeah, and this is something I want to get across to Blake Murphy if he is listening to me in any kind of way. I'm a fan channel. I'm not media. I don't have to be fair and balanced. I don't have to worry about point of view in certain ways. I can be undyingly, unflinchingly for the Raptors and wanting the best things for them and trying to talk in a way that will help them get to those things. And that is the mission statement of my channel. And if it's not for that, if it's against that, well, I'm against it. And that's the easiest thing to figure out right here. It is snowing now, Mischief. By the way, it just started snowing now. Just started snowing now. I think that Kareem's got a good point of distinction here. It's important there. Yeah. Let's see. Stargate saying it's not just on Basketball Rewind. The Beyond is like that. He's taken this way on Zazu Spaces as well as other spaces with Nelly J. He goes on multiple platforms with his fuckery. And I'm saying there's not just Basketball Rewind as a channel. There's many channels that are negative like this. And I think that all basketball nations have this. Lakers Nation has this, Celtics Nation. There's going to be toxic channels out there that are not helpful to the teams and they cause problems for them. And I think that's part of it right here. Kenya's saying, did this man just make up a story, then get mad at the story he made up? I don't know what you're talking about right there. Hey, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you, but you are assassinating my integrity and my character. This was wrong, and you know it was wrong. No, it isn't. You present yourself on your channel as you present yourself. You go ahead and assassinate me all over the place. I don't give a shit. Who are you going to fucking tell that's going to bother me? So why would you care about what I do to you? Seriously, I assassinate your character? Dude, I told you, I think you're a good person. I think your takes suck, is what I said. So you go ahead and do that. And saying you insulting people to try to bully them into feeling your way ain't gonna fly. May America, not in Canada. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. This is a friendly thing to say, and it's your choice. You don't have to do anything, Kenyan. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you how you come off. That's all. That's all it is. And you can tell me how I come off too. That's perfectly fine. I have no problem with it. Yeah. He's saying, "Oh, that was slick." Rewind. I see you, David. What are you doing here? Come on now. You're gonna show up just to chime in and come at me? Okay, David. I see where you're at. I'm gonna pay attention to this. And Stargate saying, "Bro, move on and stop being a beta male. The RFF ain't feeling your content for the most. So what? Move on. Jeez, yeah. There you go. It's like that, Mr. Interloper. It's all good. Kenyan, once again, I'm going to separate all this from certain things. Your channel content, I hate. You as a person, you're fine. You're a good person. I like you. I've been out of pocket in some ways. Yes, I'll admit that, but I can't help it. I'm going to be who I am. And I'm not going to feel shame for it either, because honestly, I don't take shame from people that are trying to shame me. Honestly, you're not going to shame me. So I'm going to allow this to be exactly how it is right now, and go forward and be perfectly fine. I hope that maybe anything I said today helps in any kind of way. That's great. But you're not forced to do anything. I don't know why you're calling it America and all this kind of shit. That's not what this is. Trust me. No, this is just me voicing my opinion like you guys do. Whether you want to listen to me or not, if you're turned off by it, that's fine. That's fine. It's all a free country. At least it is still now. David saying, I'm not coming at anyone. Haha, look at how he spelled America. Well, you're coming off like you're joining with him against me, David, is what I'll say. And where we are right now, we're not totally good yet, David. So come on, let's be cool. All right. Kenyan's saying, David, different insults that are personal in nature don't work. I've been called worse and I'll take it in stride. There you go. And that's all I want, man. Peace and love to you. All the best to you, Kenyan. If I see you in the future, I'll be happy to see you. We'll keep it on topic and we won't talk so personally about you. I promise you. But yeah, no hard feelings. I'll say that too. I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. And I don't want you to think that. Okay. I don't hate you. I think you're a good person. I wish the best things for you in life. How about that? He's saying, but either way, this was wildly silly, Lex, but your decision, not doing that nonsense on my platform, but it's your decision to be as nasty or nice as you want to be. Have a blessed day. I appreciate that. And I'll in turn say the same thing to you. Have a blessed day. I only wish the best things for you. I have no ill will towards you. I'm just calling it like I is. I react on this channel to things. And well, I had a reaction for your channel. I was waiting for you to come get. And that's all that was today. Seriously. I ambushed you. You're right. But in some ways, I did it the way I did it. And like I said, I slept on it and I decided to do it that way. All right, let's do the classic card on a more positive note. And we'll move on with our day very, very soon. I see we're going to get 3 hours today. So it is what it is. Oh, wow. The Cleveland Cavaliers keep coming. We've had like 3 Cavaliers this week. This will be the 3rd one. This one's easy. So get your typing fingers ready. First person who can write the full name answer to this classic card will get Raptor Freak trivia points added to their score. So let's see. You better be on it quick because this Cav's pretty well known. He's easier than Gerald Patio. Let's just put it that way. So let's see. Who wants the classic card points today? Who knows who that is? This is so easy. Somebody should get this right away. Does anybody want to play at this point? Or is Lex going to eat the numbers or the points for this one today? That's too easy. Who's in the back there? That's Chris Morris in the back. See, I can name the player who's not even on the card. Chris Morris is in the back. Somebody should know this card because honestly, this guy was involved in a very major event in a playoff game with a certain very, very famous NBA player. And that should be enough for people to find out. So I don't know. Does anybody want to do it? There's 17 people still here watching me. So I'm wondering, after all that, you went through all of it. Why wouldn't you just go ahead and get the classic card while you're at it? Just get a little cherry on top. David Saborin, do you know who that is? You can put your name on the list and get you on the trivia top topics. Let me see. Nobody's here. Nobody wants to do it. Come on now. Somebody's got to get this classic card. Where's Reggie? Reggie knows. I'll put it right up in y'all's face until y'all get it. And I'll stand behind here. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Kareem. I was about to say, that is so easy. Why wouldn't y'all get it right away? Are y'all live or not? Is that what's wrong? Yeah, it's Craig Elo. Kareem Thomas is going to get it. He's right before Stargate. I was like, why wouldn't you guys know that's Craig Elo? Seriously, it's so easy. All right, 100 points for Kareem on the classic card of the day. Craig Elo. And it's Kareem Thomas. And he's going to get 100 points. Boom goes the dynamite. Good job, Kareem. Do you guys want me to do my new maybe I shouldn't do my new thing where I was going to do react to Reddit. Maybe not. Maybe we've had enough spiciness for today with that kind of stuff. All right, good job, Grady. Getting 12 points in the Rising Stars Challenge last night, getting an A grade, the same as Stefan Castle, who was the MVP. The only 2 A's given out by ESPN for the Rising Stars were to Castle and Dick. And that's fantastic. I love to see Grady do such a good job representing our franchise on a big stage like that in front of everybody. Fantastic stuff. Let's just see if there's anything going on the Blue Skies with any kind of recent news. Doesn't seem to be. Nothing there, really. I was going to do a Raptors Reddit reaction today, but we're already over time. Y'all check out your fantasy teams and keep up with them next week when we start again after the All-Star break. No birthday today, and we scouted JT Toppin, power forward for Texas Tech today. He seemed like a pretty good power forward, but he's around early second round is where he's at. So who knows? Maybe we lock him up in the second round pick or something. He didn't look bad to me. I don't mind him mischief. I think that JT Toppin may be an all right pick. So yeah, let's keep going. Stargate saying, how old are you, Kareem? I don't want to tell his age, but he's in my age bracket, just a little younger, somewhere down there. Randolph saying, have an amazing day, freaks. Enjoy the All-Star games today. Love. Exactly. And once again, all right. I want to do something real quick at the end here. I just want to say praise to God above and the great creator that we are alive again still today. All the glory to God. Anything I'm doing here on this channel, in some ways, I don't want it monetarily. I don't want it for anything other than just to give information and be positive towards the team. And I hope in some ways that God can guide me. And some people will say, oh, God's not guiding you today, Lex. You're kind of out of pocket. But, I'm in a work in progress. This is still new to me. So there you go. That's right. He's in our age bracket. I don't want to call him out. In some ways, it's like, I don't know exactly how old Kareem is, but I do know he's married with children. And yeah, that's all I'll say right there. Yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks, everybody. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, join. If you want to unsub too, I don't care. It's fine. I'll be back tomorrow to react to Saturday night All-Star festivities. At 9:30 on Sunday morning. Yeah, I'm putting my time in the morning every day for you guys. Whether you want it or not, you can come and get it. If you don't, I'll keep doing it either way because I really do enjoying it. Yeah. God's got you, brother. He's got you too, Randolph. And I really do appreciate the influence you guys have had on me. And even you, Kenyon. And even though you're doing a little holier than thou to me about, things, it's fine. We're all different personalities. And even though I'm a certain age, I may not totally act it. You're right. But that's fine. Everybody can have their own ideas about the world should be and how people should be. It doesn't mean everybody should be that, is what I'm saying. So I appreciate everybody. Only love. All the best to everybody. And I'll be back tomorrow. Let's go, Raptors. I'm a proud Raptors fan. I can't hide it. And I can't fight it. That's just how I'm going to be. I'm sorry. I'm proud of my team. And I'm proud of my franchise and the people who run it. And that's the bottom line. If you've learned anything today, that's something you've learned from me. That's for sure. You probably already knew that, though.